This duelist is
Such a
really
stressful
crazy.
enemy,
I
holy
mean,
moly.
like on fire. So, yeah. Even though we play small number of games, but we reach grand final means we still one of the strongest team in Pacific. I'm really excited for Master Setter. I'm really excited for what
Strongest
we can
team in
show to you
Pacific,
guys in
truly.
Madrid, and I hope you guys just keep supporting Peprex all the time until we can bring trophy for this year.
Peperex.
안녕하세요. 젠지에서 활동 중인 메테오 김태호입니다.
안녕하세요.
1경기 끝나고 이제 2경기 들어가기 전에는 진짜 한 걸음 남았다 얘들아 이런 얘기 많이 오갔고, 두 번째 맵에서 로터스를 했는데 저희가 세계에서 가장
젠지
잘한다고 자부할 수
nakakainis.
있고, 스크림 때 또
You know,
성적이
I really feel it,
좋았어가지고
man. You
연습해온
know what,
대로
chat?
했던 것
One thing I
같습니다.
learned, if Genji beat DRX 2-2-0,
썸띵
we
선수가
could have beat
가장
DRX
견제되는 것
2-0 too.
같고,
That's how strong
항상 썸띵
Genji
선수의
is. To
플레이를
be fair,
보고
Genji is
있으면
looking
감탄밖에
good.
나오지 않아서
They beat DRX, and we
썸띵
almost
선수만
beat Genji, so
조심한다면
it
저희가
puts us,
충분히 이길
it gives us
거라고
a scale to scale it out.
단 한 경기 결승전만을 남기고
Secret is
있는데
pretty fucking strong.
페이퍼렉스를
Think about
이기게
it.
되면 킥오프 우승에다가 그리고 1시드로 진출하는
What do you
걸로
think,
알고
Chad?
있는데, 그 점도 저희에겐 유리하게 작용할 것 같아서 페이퍼렉스를 꼭 이기고 저희가 마드리드의 1시드로 올라가겠습니다.
DRX
The
W.
defending
hold
Kings of
W.
Pacific are looking to retain their sovereignty. Please welcome their captain, Forsaken,
Pero mas malakas na ang TS ngayon. To be sure, Team
the
Secret is
master
stronger
of
today.
mind
Mas malakas
games,
na
a
ang Team
mind
Secret.
freak, the sultan of clutch divide, the king of flick shot something, and the final piece of this chaotic puzzle, Moniette. They are Paper X!
Oh wow, that was a crazy dialogue. Hello, sinong team naman na susunduin ko? Sinong team mo susunduin ko? Partida kick-off pa lang to. I love Korea. I love Korea. Paikot-ikot lang sila eh. Korean fans are so chill, dude. Kung Pinas to gago, sumisigaw na yung buong crowd. Like they're fucking screaming. Why are you not wearing... Actually, you're right. Why am I not wearing my PRX?
Transcending expectations, the squad has surprised us all with their determination and grit. A Royal Rotor challenger in the making, Charon, the pillar of Genji Meteor. Leading the team, their IGL captain Munchkin,
Mga
the
pukinang ina
highlight
nyo!
maker Lakia, and the ace up their sleeve, Texture.
Beat 'em up!
Please welcome
Beat 'em up, boys!
Genji!
Durugin nyo to! So, beat them up. They're so happy. They could have been nice! Let's go, PRX. Let's go, PaperX. Nahanap ko na yung ano ko. Old PaperX jersey. Ang cute naman, may flag sila. Lakas ng Genji ah. Pucha. Ang cool, may banner sila. Wait, that's kinda cool, not gonna lie. Oh, it's promoting their team. Their banner, their capsule. Wait, that's actually kinda smart, not gonna lie. Alright, let's go. Genji versus Alex. PRX versus Genji, what's up? Come on guys, we support PRX here. Genji yung nagtalo sa atin, so we support PRX, okay? Just play for fun na lang to sila eh. Kasi they're gonna qualify for Madrid anyway. But they do need to win. Kasi they're going to get 3 points pala. It's 3 points in Master. So yeah, that's pretty fucking good. That's pretty fucking big.
Alright, as we have both teams here, we'll begin.
As Paper X
Yeah.
and Gen G go through their map picks, one can't help but wonder about Breeze, because that was the first map to kick things off between these two teams last time, and it was really close.
It was close, but it did favor Gen G, so you might want to think twice about playing that same map again.
Let
but
me
then
cook
again,
something.
after seeing everything
Yes,
play
sir.
out, you know, we've seen Gen G's improvements all across the board. Now we're starting to think, like, maybe you want to watch out for what Gen G has in store. Like, maybe you want to ban out something that they're good
Malaki to.
at, like an icebox, maybe?
Yeah, I
Basically,
think
the
you've
whole
got three
Korea
tough choices here
versus
as Paper
PRX
X. You're
talaga.
gonna have to fall into a map that you're not comfortable with, whether it be Icebox, Breeze, or Bind, right? Like one of those three is gonna come through. They haven't played Bind yet.
Paper versus
so
Rex. Kailangan
kinda curious if
Razi
that's
versus
something that Gen
Biggs.
G's gonna lean into. They were able to get over DRX. It was an overtime, a map that DRX has widely been very good on Bind. You know, talked about it yesterday, where obviously DRX beat Fnatic on Bind at Champs last year. Again, slightly different roster, but it is what it is. So my eyes are really on what is Gen G now want to play.
Philippines,
Sunset. This makes total sense to me.
Oh, yeah.
PRX is
Paper X
Philippines.
is just good on this map right now. They've got so much control with that Sage Wall. I don't think they were able to dial up an answer in time.
Yeah, they were really busy this kickoff, I would say.
Just a bit.
They didn't have much time to pluck that map apart.
All these Gecko plays come in through.
Ooh,
and,
Ascent?
it happens on Ascent
Wow.
as well. So interestingly enough, that Gen G picks it against Paper X
PRX
because
they're gonna do the
that
three
was the
duelist
map that
again.
Paper X had a slightly better time against T1 on with
Slightly.
Forsaken and Fade.
Tang
And
ina,
so-
best of
bit.
5 na nga
A
pala
little
to,
bit.
puta.
13-6, a little bit.
Oh, we're gonna have a long day
I
today,
mean,
chat.
it's interesting. Both teams kind of maybe leading into
Oh,
the
the
maps I didn't
Lotus
expect
knockout.
initially.
They're not
So
going to
Gen G goes
Madrid.
for Lotus.
Oh
They
my.
lost to Paper X on this the first time around. What have they been able to figure out? I mean, they do look a lot better on this map, especially with Meteor and Munchkin lurking around the map. Have been an absolute nightmare for other teams to deal with recently.
All right, and then leaving Breeze for the last one. Bind. Paper X hasn't shown their bind in the longest time, but we also did see how Gen G counters DRX's Yoru pick on Bind, which again is something that Paper X could do, but then again, you never know. Last year, they suddenly picked out Arena, so
I think we might see ISO when we get there.
Oh, ISO!
Look, there's like 4
Humingiti
agents
na pala si Coach
Forsaken hasn't
Alex.
played
Oh,
yet.
Zim.
Well, Deadlock!
Deadlock, ISO, Sage, so far this, the last couple of seasons.
Gotta collect them all.
Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
But what are you wearing?
He's busy
I'm wearing the
making his
PRX
Pokedex
jersey.
full.
PRX! Let's go,
Here we
Paper
go
X!
into Ascent.
Siyempre, I'm biased for
Classic
Paper X.
composition.
Yep.
Paper
Binugbog
X playing
yung...
the same thing that they
Hindi
did
tayo
yesterday
binugbog.
against
Tinalo tayo
T1.
nun eh.
Now,
Chambalero
the
kong
thing
mga
about
to eh.
this composition for Paper X, though, is
Kaya
that we
tingin
need
tayo,
every
mga
single player
kaibigan.
to pop off, right? And while Monyet did have some great entries, stats-wise, it wasn't quite up there with the rest of the team, but again, it doesn't really matter if Something and
May
Monyet
the
are
best
working in
Asian
tandem
win.
to secure a lot of these sites.
The best Asian
It's just
win.
I'm more worried about what Gen G has prepared, because the way that they played Ascent against Zeta Division shows that they absolutely knew how to play defense.
Yeah, and I think you're going to have a little bit more ability to adjust to the fast-paced Paper X comp with the KO in there to shut things down.
Well, the Tiger Nation is facing off the Rexes, facing once again to
The
close out
Tiger
the
Nation,
Pacific
let's
kickoffs.
go.
Taking us through the action is Achilleos and William.
Thank you very much. Yes, here we
Pilipinan
are,
mo.
another grand final, but this
Pinigan
time
mo.
a very different face on the other side of the arena. Paper X punching a ticket, as expected by a lot of us, to get to this point, to go to Madrid. But it's not DRX on the other side of the arena. It is a different Korean squad, Gen G. the young up-and-coming challengers to see if they can take away the throne.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, not entirely unfamiliar faces, right? We've got head coach Solo and Locky on that side. They have succeeded in dethroning DRX before, but this squad, a lot of people thought they're going to need a lot more time. Of course, the talent is there, but they're going to need to grow into it. They say, no, we want to get all the experience we can kick off and go right into Madrid with a strong force. And today, I mean, last time they matched up in Group C, it was a 2-1 map score, so it could go either way.
It very well could. I mean, you're talking about getting experience. Gen G have been getting the maximum amount of experience, maximum maps, maximum matches to get to this point. Their ticket to Madrid is punched, but they want to go away as champions. They want to come back into stage 1 with higher expectations, with a trophy on their backs. Let's see if they're going to be able to earn it. Start things off nicely with a map win here on Ascent.
And of course, a Death touch upon it, but the composition's no changes here from what they last showed. PaperX having their own interpretation around this Viper composition. And they have used it quite a bit to great success against T1. So we'll see if Gen G has studied all the tape. Another difference, of course, PaperX, when they went up against T1, it was against Execute Cypher. And it did prove some trouble for Monyet's Raze, whereas he was kind of getting caught off guard a lot on the entry. It was really the follow-up trades that worked. This time, a little bit more familiarity with the Killjoy setups now on the A site. Looking to just delay that, looking for a retake.
If it wasn't for that one moment, diba?
All right,
it was gonna be Team Secret. Team Secret clears every team in Pacific. We clear every team in Pacific.
As well, being tracked over in towards main. The door's going
it
to be broken
just took us
down.
some time, some wind up to get there.
Meteor. Classic.
But I believe,
that
Team Secret can clear,
Meteor goes down and something finds a
can clear every team in Pacific, even
bit of a
DRX,
timing
man.
mismatch there. I mean, Meteor, he did his best to hold on to main, and even
I thought Gen G would lose to DRX,
before he went off.
It just shows that Gen G is really
still
good.
quite doable here for Gen G, considering the health.
So
just having to back away.
We'll be seeing now how good they really are against DRX.
An ever so familiar back gen position this time. No rifle in hand, can't get the win. Will get taken down. She's going to be divided. The only one here dead on the side of PaperX is taking the pistol round.
Now, a lot of this, of course, is PaperX just knowing when to keep up the tempo. As soon as they get that contact, they understand that it has to be weak. They got the first kill. They want to push through. I mean, you know it's the Jet peeking out, then you catch sight of the Killjoy. You just want to run through and make sure you destroy everything before backup arrives. So it's a matter of Gen G just maybe not expecting the entire force to follow at full tempo speed, full running all the way up mid.
No sentinels for PaperX.
Trying to just go for a bit of a tempo TPL. Trying to get somebody off guard. They swing the corner instantly, and he is taken down.
Yeah, we got to keep in mind that this screen right now is really set up to try to disrupt mid. So Gen G trying to wonder if that was the case. No, it's a fast push into A.
Prowler in, Lock it gone. Texture having to dash back, trying to get some headshots through. Boom, pulling his attention. That Monyet picks up a 3K.
Let's go, Monyet. Durugin mo yan, Monyet. Durugin mo yan, Monyet.
Jump shot, get him in the head. 4K for Monyet.
Nice.
I gotta say, this is the hottest start that we've seen from him thus far.
Yes.
Kaya lang
we saw it in
naulalaban.
the win contribution graph as well. Monyet not really being a big part of the round wins that PaperX has gotten. That's not to say that he's not necessarily playing his role. Whenever he's playing this Raze, his goal is to just create that space, create those angles, create those trades for his teammates. And no better teammates to have for that other than this squad on PaperX.
The bullet
always good for that follow-up kill, and now the Forsaken Odin right from round 3.
Locky as well. Going to be looking to try to utilize that. We'll see who's going to be able to come out on top as they do get ready to spray at each other over there towards B. See a slight creep up from Mindfreak working his way into B main. Munchkin eating some damage there. Monyet just going to be sitting on the boom bot. No one's got situated there in Wine.
Gets him one step closer to that Thrash. And they could try to bring that back over towards the B side as well. I mean, PaperX, they've already accomplished their mission here in the very beginning of the round. Disrupt A main control. That keeps them guessing on the A side. And now you can shift your focus.
Locky doing the scouting, doing the killing.
Oh no, Forsaken on the Odin again?
Found here for the side of Gen G as they look to get themselves on the board in this bonus round.
How much more menacing can you get?
Running down
one of the best aimers in Valorant is literally using an Odin.
PaperX do want
this just proves now even if you're using the Odin, you're not bronze.
Early warning here.
The Odin is for everybody.
Full 5. Slow down just a bit, trying to set up for the pinch from main.
Prowler, wingman sent out.
And something on the Gecko really makes
another kill here on the B side. Meteor as well. Nanos
pushing power
even better. He manages to find a second elimination.
So they can trade off of the
can be retrieved, but now finds himself in a position where
but Monyet's alone.
Have to ace clutch. Tap on the spike, see if anybody's close by.
Oh, he's
Hear
more
that it's not held.
Yeah, he's more focused on taking down weapons rather than the spike.
Uy,
He's gonna get
timing.
closer. He doesn't have a showstopper online now. But as he swings up behind
Oh,
the
he's gonna
box,
die.
Munchkin will be able to take him down.
Yeah,
So
he's
only
gonna
2
die
players
there.
lost. Gen G retained 3
not gonna
weapons
win
and
there.
get themselves on the board.
Yeah, one of those rounds where it doesn't feel so bad
Ang
for
ano,
either
sarap,
side.
ang
Lakia
sarap kurutin
playing
ni Texture,
heroics there
nailit
with
ako
the
sa mukha
Odin,
niya.
just making sure
Gusto
that
kong
people
kurutin,
can't
nailit
play their
ako.
classic W gaming style. Meteor with good coverage too, all the way from backside, or rather towards their spawn, able to create that crossfire. Of course, a lot of delay on the Nanoswarm, even picking up the kill onto something. Not quite sure what happened there. But this is, I mean, all the way through the paranoia as well, just knowing that you have the crossfire ready to go.
나이스. 뭔지 모르는데 종민아.
Keeping things nice and calm for the time being, but saw
Ah!
yesterday just how rowdy Gen G can get on that stage.
Ibal.
Couple more wins, I'm sure that we're going to be seeing that energy spiking up. But for now, has been a slow start for the likes of Texture as well as Charon.
He's over
Something going to get pinged. Texture up on the top.
He didn't quite catch the fact that the Jet had flown right over
What
the
a
Thrash.
play.
And this seems to be something that Gen G has kind of read through. Paper Rex, whenever they get that Thrash on any map they use the Gecko, they will use it right off the bat just to get some map control, and then they'll happily rotate to the other side. When you have that updraft, you can really fake them out.
Still double stacking in this
crazy.
position, and Texture, yep. Then he wasn't on the board, now finds himself with 2 kills. Blind for pushing in from 3 health, we're going to be able to find 1. Fragment nade coming down, does take out Munchkin, but he's quickly traded by that showstopper,
one,
but
yeah.
Texture now picking
Wow,
up the 4K
Texture. 4
to tie
kills.
things up at 2-2.
All he needed was a bit
Wow.
of setup in this round to get that first kill, and then he gets
Can't believe
going.
nagigigil siya sa atin
You
that
love
one
to have a
time.
duelist like that. I love the setup that Gen G brings against this Thrash. I mean, obviously, we've seen plays like that before, not necessarily
Wow.
against the Thrash, but
That
this
was
is perfect because the
crazy.
Gecko only has the vision through that Thrash ultimate, so once it ends, you're kind of wondering, did that play happen or not? They tried to time the pinch in with a showstopper from Link, but Texture is just ready for it. And he's just playing like he's streaming from home.
And there's the energy we were talking about. Still an
What do you
investment
say?
coming in, though, for Paper X. Stingers, and this does put a couple of players quite low on cash.
Yeah, this, I mean, it really has to be considered a bit of a force here on this 5th round.
Someone, please.
You don't win this one
Shut
out,
him down,
you're
bro.
gonna have
Shut
to
him
reconsider
down.
some of those broken buys in the future.
That 0 point going to be very nicely timed to find pretty much everybody on the side of Paper X. 3 players going to be caught on that as they try to push their way through, but through the smoke, Munchkin just going to be able to find Forsaken, not forced off the angle fast enough by the Molly. Now spotted here at back Gen. Nade coming out, flashes being sent. Monyet going on the hunt, but doesn't want to push into his own nade too much. Texture swinging out, finding one, dashes forward, catches Monyet over at Gen, and now it's all onto something.
He just won't stop.
This
I mean, he
Texture
just
dude,
knows
so
that
aggressive.
he's meant to be the one picking up all these frags. Munchkin just buying time, gives him the call that they saw Monyet get into the side, and another 4K for Texture.
Back
8
to
kills
back.
in 2
What?
rounds.
That's Texture's second
What
4K.
an unreal catch-up. He saw Monyet topping that chart, and he said,
It's
I'll
actually
be there.
so good that the Gen G
Now
picked
he
up
is,
Texture from
3-2.
GG.
Wow.
Gen
He
G in the
fits
lead, and
into
it
a
looks
better
like
team
already
now.
a timeout call getting ready to come through.
I'm not surprised, especially with the buy that we just had, but Munchkin just spraying through the smoke. I love that because we're seeing this change where teams are trying to get as close as possible into these sites before they start their actual execute.
Wow.
So really denying that possibility.
That's
After the first one, he's like, oh yeah, this
Yeah,
feels
Monyet
common
invested
enough.
from Global
Just calm
Esports,
down
yep.
on the 4K.
And there we go. Paper X, Alex wanting to try to slow this down a little bit, maybe slow the
Timeout
momentum
agad
from
eh.
Texture as well.
Yeah, I mean, you have to consider the impact that timeouts can have outside of the
What
server
an
as well.
underdog team.
Sometimes just one
Gen G
player
is.
is heating up too much. We've seen coaches talk about it time and time again. Alex has showcased it time and time again, even in this tournament, back at the AVL as well, when Side Player was just popping off on that Sunset
They're
map.
cooking
Just
something.
calls it back-to-back timeouts.
Sino ang mga
Really
players natin sa
slows
Gen G
down
sa
the tempo now.
league? Sila
Gen G,
showmaker ba yun?
they've been on the receiving end of this against multiple teams even throughout this kickoff, and given the energy they showed on stage, I don't know if it's going to be enough to cool off the primary duelist in Texture.
I mean, he's just been so consistent. I mean,
Toby,
maybe a
Aaron
handful of
Toby.
times those first couple matches that we were seeing from Gen G where when it did
Toby,
go to that map
my
3, he
boy.
and Meteor would slouch a little bit, but the rest of the team was
Clean
rising to the
yeah,
occasion to
clean
kind
canyon,
of try and
face talaga.
compensate
Yan, mga super
that
team din yan
impact.
ng
But,
Gen G
I mean,
yan
after
eh. Kaso nga
yesterday,
lang,
he
mga
was just
chokers.
steamroll the whole way through.
Yeah, the fact that they even feel comfortable enough to kind of tell each other
Gen G
that,
na
right? It's just
nakatalo
saying,
ng
I'm having a
T1
tough
dati.
time this map. Someone please carry us through, and then I'll get right back into it in the next half. Comms like that, you love to hear from a team that had so much trouble finding the right ingredients around themselves as players.
Okay, well, Forsaken bringing that
Boom.
Reign of Terror to an end as Texture does get taken down. 0 point to 9. Sees a bit of that utility, spotting out 3 players. Mind Freak still lurking around outside of B main, just tucked away. The drone won't be able to spot him.
Sim. Pero pagdating sa world stage, palaging talo ang Gen
They
Z.
don't spot Meteor. This is huge because the
Pag
pitch
DLC
might get
talo
slowed down. Find
Go far
Killjoy.
enough, but he hasn't got enough damage across. Forsaken going to be taken out.
Oh my
Alarmbot
god,
trigger might have
this
actually caught
crazy.
him.
That's actually
Kara
crazy.
going to be able to find 2.
Wow,
And
Gen
after
Z
a
is
good
giving
start,
players a run
finding
for their
Texture,
life.
getting rid of the tip of the spear right off the rip, suddenly down to Mind Freak and Devi.
That's
They were working some
wild.
miracles yesterday. If they deliver some more, well, the answer is going to be no. Devi just stuck out here outside of A main.
And this is the trouble that PaperX is going to have throughout this match.
Wow,
Munch gets
nuking the
another kill
Pacific?
through the
Question
smoke once
mark?
again.
Zero point didn't even go off.
He was just ready for it. He's just ready for a reaction with these pre-fires. I mean, this is where that experience comes in for someone like Munchkin. But Gen G, there are no slouches when it comes down to these 1v1 duels. So PaperX can't just get away with trying to create a distraction one side and then just push as one force step by step into another area. They're going to get craftier. They're going to have the aim to fire back. I mean, Meteor hiding
This
from that
Caron
probably was
kid, man.
everything.
Actually, that Caron kid is a really good pickup. It's so
Bigging
good with
up
that
each
aim.
other on that team. I mean, some wondered, including myself, if the players would kind of get along even, given the history they have and the egos they might have from the pride that they've built up throughout their careers, but they are getting along just fine.
Seeing them around the studio, just hanging out, and oh boy.
Don't think they would have spotted him just yet.
Mind Freak still does get tagged, down to 25 HP. He's gonna rotate back around towards Gelato, joining with the rest of the squad, and potentially we'll have to hand off that Guardian to somebody that's a bit sturdier on the HP bar.
Yeah, and the anchor here from Karon. The paranoid
That's
buys just enough time for
yeah.
all of backup to arrive.
He doesn't get in, but he's get dizzy, but now he backs away.
No way, what's Monyet looking at?
Goes down 3!
Oh my god,
All
they
they
cannot
can get so
push.
far
They're
is
getting
one
mowed
kill
down.
onto the enemy Killjoy. Mind Freak, the player getting tagged up right off the rip by the operator. His last one standing.
He's had some amazing
Mowed
clutches
down.
yesterday, but with 25 HP and a Guardian, you have to imagine he has to save for the next 40 seconds, at which point, Gen G, there's nothing stopping him from going on the hunt, especially for Lakia. I mean, toss that Odin to someone else, go and make this Hunter's Fury happen for the next round.
30 seconds left.
Karon could pull a Devi. He could just go TPing forward to try to scout him, but Mind Freak will swing in. Texture will get the shot, and Gen G will continue upward. 5-2 now.
It's impressive how many moments like this that Karon has in his very first VCT tournament. Yeah, he played one event in the offseason at Convergence, but even there, it took a little bit to warm up. Yeah, he had some individual moments, but it was a very short-lived event for the squad of Gen G. And head coach Solo talks about it, how he thinks, yeah, all these maps that they had to play really benefited someone like Karon, and he is fitting right in onto the stage. He's been starving for an opportunity like this. Now he's taking advantage of it fully. So many 3K highlights throughout kickoff.
Oh.
I was trying to ignore it. Just trying to imagine that it's not actually here. It
Tech
worked before during
pause,
this
mga
week.
kaibigan.
It's, I mean, even Paper Rex might be in the game, but
Please
this isn't
not
like
the
a
tech
T-Rex
pause,
where we
please.
can just sit still and ignore it, and the pause ends up going away. So it is, in fact, going to be a tech pause. Much to
No!
the chagrin of literally everyone.
It is tech
Yes,
pause.
yeah. But we've been able to sort these out a little bit quicker here, so hopefully we'll be able to get right back into the game. But listen, things like this happen, and what's important at this point is going to be keeping up that energy for the side of Gen G, right?
Yeah,
I mean, whether
sure.
no matter what the reason is, it happens
We didn't
now and
even
then.
get-
It's
we didn't
part
even
of a
get
real
run down,
tournament.
dude. We were so
And for
close.
Gen G, it's about keeping that
So I
energy
do
up.
have,
And for
like, a
Paper X,
big
it's
belief
about
that we're
not
gonna
letting
make
the
it through,
thoughts
man.
get to your head.
Stage
So
one is
obviously
gonna
you
be
can't
ours,
discuss
so
any
pop
of the
us.
actual gameplay here during this part of the tech pause.
Well, looks like audio issue. Our old friend rearing its ugly head once more.
All right, well, we'll see if it gets sorted out quick enough. Talk about the match so far, though. 5-2 lead on a comeback from Gen G after losing the pistol round. So far, this is one of those maps that's looking like you got the pistol, but what more did you make of it, right? You got the two rounds that you're supposed to get if you win the pistol. Obviously, the pistol won off the back of some nice shots and really fast tempo, as Paper X often does. But then, once the buys came in from Gen G, they just fire right
Oh,
back.
I love Korea.
Yeah, it's just incredibly impressive. And again, I mean, for Texture to just kind of start things off, not really be present in those first couple rounds, and then just slingshot his way to the top of the standings. Karon as well was right there with him.
Stage
This is
one,
a scary
stage
team,
one, Bren
and it's
tuning.
been a very long time since
there's been any kind of real belief in Genji. You know, not since the 4-0 start and then the insane fall off at the beginning of Pacific last year. It was just like, oh, okay, this team peaked early.
Yeah.
And there's no hope. Okay, now they're bringing in Solo. He wasn't able to get much done when he was coaching over on Damwon. Lakia, he wasn't able to get through some of the matches that everyone expected that he would win at Ascension.
Yeah.
Is this going to work? They have Charon. Who is this guy? But I mean, they have made their names known.
Yes, and I was part of that group that was doubting this team. I mean, sure, a story of redemption sounds great, but that's all on paper. I felt like maybe all of them had enough chances, and now I'm proven wrong, and I couldn't be happier about it.
Paper Rex. See if they can get themselves back into this game here in round number 8. Operator, of course, still in the hands of Textures. He is just aggro pushing out. Ooh, goes for the flick. Can't quite get the connection, though.
Whoa!
This time, Mind Freak getting away unscathed.
Yeah, but something like that really puts a damper on Paper
They're
Rex.
going to really flush him out of this position.
Are they ready for the Odin backup, though? The Prowler comes out.
Prowler coming in, and yep, Lakia not able to find the kill. Gets a good amount of damage out, but otherwise will still be standing. Haunt going up in towards the window. Cloudburst going to be slapped down. He does get caught, but Karen's got the covering fire here. Back ramp, put up the kills. Mind Freak pushing forward, gets the headshot, opening things up a bit. The Meteor here in the footsteps, swings out of the smoke, able to find one, but it's quickly traded by Devi.
Nice with the trade.
1v2. Null Command, 2 flashes available here
It's
for
a
the side
second
of
boss
Munchkin.
by PRX. Oh no, it's a
Fido
second
could
boss.
reposition if he so chooses.
Yeah, but something is low, and considering that op might be picked up, Munchkin surely goes for this. I mean, look at the creds and everything. You have to. And if it's Munchkin, there's absolutely a possibility.
Here's more.
The second Thrash.
The other Thrash, but 0 point. Going out to interrupt, and it does.
Just in time as well.
Stops it in its tracks before the dive can come in. Flash. Sent.
Waiting for a peek out.
Spectator bug there.
Yep.
Pushing forward, trying to flush him out. Swing to the one side, but can't transition back. Munchkin making it damn close, still making it costly, but Paper Rex will be able to break the win streak.
Barely so, though. I mean, yeah, off the back of the Thrash. Sure, a nice triple swing to take out what they thought was the Operator. In fact, it ended up being the Odin and the Sova. But then the Thrash, I mean, you get the Teen onto the Jet, and Charon's just there for backup. What a guy to have as a bodyguard for the side of Texture. And Meteor, I don't mind the timing. He's trying to just make sure Texture can stay alive for just a bit longer. Misses, obviously, the kill just fast enough, but he's dwindling the numbers down for a potential clutch.
Straight back into it.
Late storm push out mid.
5 ults available here on the side of Genji. 1 already popped as the knives are in. Texture rushing up the top, and he mows down 2. Something finally able to get the punish. 100 Fury crashing in as Lakia hunting for a tag. Doesn't manage to find anything else. But still is a 2-for-1 trade up here for Genji.
But they don't know about this. Mind Freaks lurk. I mean, surely you have to know. Paper Rex, they've been lurking so much this entire tournament on any map they're on. Munchkin,
I mean, he's just shoulder to shoulder basically with Munchkin. He was just sat there at top mid. Mind Freak slides his way in towards straight. They very well might think that this is protected. The violence, the TP forward to Lakia over on the corner of the Dizzy, not soon enough. He ends up falling and his Mind Freak swings in. Lakia somehow survives, gets the kill, and Genji just taking that momentum right back out of Rex's
Genji is
I'm not sure if it was just spam through the smoke or what, but that seemed a bit disjointed even for Paper Rex on those swings out from the smoke. Mind Freak's timing as well. I mean, Mind Freak, I think, waited to get the info, but this was good. We've seen that move time and time again, but the fast 180 from Texture for the anti-flash from his teammate. What a start for the team, and that should be the next timeout coming out right off the bat for Paper Rex.
I mean, we saw this just yesterday, you know, on that opening game, a split, Paper Rex needing to use both timeouts in the first half. And yeah, they went on to win the map, but I mean, it was multiple overtime resets, and it was damn close. This is a very bold attempt here from the side of Alex, but he's just not liking what he's seeing and is expecting to have more success on this attacking side.
And I do appreciate the style of timeout from Alex. Really just, as soon as he has enough to say, he calls for it. You can see he's not stopping. He's not missing a beat here. And oftentimes it brings results. Is it always going to be the safest and wisest way to call timeouts? Maybe not. But if it works for your players, and if you have trust that in a best-of series that's going to be a long haul, that you want to correct things as soon as they go wrong, then I don't mind it at all. The real question is Genji, their timeouts have been quite successful this tournament as well. I had my doubts on the coordination between Solo and HSK. Of course, Solo joining a bit late into the offseason. But so far, they seem to be on the same page. Bricks with another weak buy here.
That's Hero Rifle in the hands of Devi. Sheriff's off the board aside from something. Otherwise, does have that classic, which was putting in some serious work yesterday. Prowler, check forward, Lakia. Get caught by this one. Wingman going to be cleared out. So under the corner by using that hero rifle to good use. He's going to find one, but Lakia sent to the corner. It's down 2. Now that can be an Odin recovered. Meteor taking out the headshots flying. They swing out.
Oh my God,
still
what's going
anchored
on?
here on the site.
Charon is
They're angry,
nasty
but
with
Charon,
it.
grabe to si
Forsaken grabs
Charon.
a Phantom. He has the spike in hand.
So good.
Where does he decide to go? For now, just staying sat here in market. Dexter swung around to Alley. And if he tries to push out, he's going to be giving them line of sight.
Yeah, he has all the time in the world, though. Still a full minute, so playing for this mind game to try to get them to search for him first. I like it.
That and waiting for the haunt timing, which he now has back online, but swing around. Karen eventually will find him a 3K. It's Gen.G moving up 7-3. Great effort,
Dude,
you know,
what
still
in
here
the
from the side of Paper X,
Dude,
considering the
even
buy that they
against
had.
ES, this dude
It's looking dangerously
is like
close.
on
Gen.G
point with
have
his
proven
aim.
in this tournament they are the kings
He's
of the
not
thrifty.
even top fragging,
Oh,
but he
absolutely.
frags
I mean,
when it
that's how they
matters.
shut
Actually,
down the entire team of
he has so much
DRX.
impact, bro. Charon
Lakia,
kid.
just dwindling down 2 is enough. It slows him down, gives an opportunity for Karen to find these 1v1s. And how many rounds is that where Karen's had a multi-kill?
Damn, he's got
I
the
gotta say, I
crispy
think
aim, oh.
probably all of his kills coming from 2 or 3 Ks back-to-back as well.
Bring them down.
Keeping pace with Texture. And is effectively a brand new player. VCT, that is always a good sign. Something, however, showing a better sign for Paper X. He takes Texture's head off. Monia pushing forward, hitting the switch. Market door now going to be shut. Something gets taken out by the Nano Swarm.
That's the second time today.
Right here.
Bit of a brutal kill to be found. Fight trying to jump up there onto the half box.
It's always a round one.
Down by the
Watch
Odin
this.
through the wall.
Gen.G wins the first
Pit going to
map.
be invested. That's actually just to cut off that alley access, but as we can see, Gen.G, they're not going anywhere near it right now.
This is good
Flash
news.
in, taking turns from it, managing to find one. Munchkin picking up the kill, but Mon yet lurking, finding one, putting some shots there into Charon. Looks like he wants to go for the challenge, and he wins it. Takes him down, and suddenly it's the 2v2.
What
Despite
in the- dude, this
uncovered by
Charon,
this
dude.
pit.
Seriously.
Charon falls. Mind Freak able to find it, the spray coming in, but those tracer rounds just lead Mind Freak to his target. Locky goes down. Paper X looking to rescue this half. A potential 7-5.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate round there for Gen.G because they had their own lockdown as well, and it looked like most of the team was on board to empty the site for a potential nightfall. Texture just thinking he could get away with a greedy kill and dash out into market. Fortunately, he gets taken down, and that's an instant trade all the way onto Meteor, and the plan falls apart.
Warm-up game
But
na to,
if they
warm-up
can
game lang,
get
warm-up
back
game.
up to 8, they should be okay for the second half. Thrash online now, though. See if Gen.G is ready for it this time.
Well, last time it was used, we just didn't see much value coming through. Something getting caught, and then rush play outside of A. This time, though, again, eyes set on B. Lakia.
5-7 to 5-7.
Thrash is going to be coming in. Recon does get destroyed, and Thrash not going to be able to make the jump. Sees connecting. Moniette jumping forward, looking for him. Lucky even thinking about going for the drone there for a brief little second. The jump across comes in, but he's right in front of Meteor's gun barrel. He's able to take him out. They're still being approached on. Swing out some shots in the box, connecting there on a Forsaken, whittling him down.
Lakia's still alive.
Trying to hold the line. Does eventually fall. Something leading up to Meteor going to get taken out. Charon will die.
Nice.
Paper X.
5-7
Picking them
to
off
Kenya.
one after the other as the rotations come in. They will be able to get this back
Last
to
one, last
5.5.
one, Gen.G.
I feel like Lakia and Meteor did everything they possibly could in the entire multiverse to stay alive there in the back of sight.
But a lot of time.
Yeah, and yet, as the backup arrives, it's Paper X who are able to actually just flood the site and then hold all the trade angles, all the crossfire. So Paper X, when chaos comes, they know how to adapt into it. They know how to really thrive in those situations. And I mean, now suddenly a 5-7 half. This is not what Gen.G thought
PureX
they'd have
easy
going
win.
into the second
Nah,
half.
bro, it ain't
Of
easy
course,
for
getting
PureX,
5 in a
bro.
row, starting with their first buy round.
They still do have that innate advantage of
Unless
having
PureX
both
wins the
timeouts in the
first
back
map.
pocket.
Sure.
It
But
starts to run
we
them
know
down in
how
map
difficult
2,
it
3,
can
and 4.
be to stop Paper X if they start stringing together those rounds, if they start getting streaky. And even the timeouts might not be enough to really try to slow their roll. Gen.G going to be looking to come out here with that pistol,
Last
tie
time,
up
Korean,
that score line, and get that much closer to closing out this first map.
Yeah, and something Gen.G will have to keep
It
an
only
eye
used
on
to be
is, of course,
DRX.
some of these retakes
But
that
now there's
Paper X has
DRX,
planned
Gen.G,
with this
E1.
composition. I mean, so many
Damn.
projectiles, so many different mollies and nades that they can throw out. And on top of that, the toxic screen if you watch back to their gameplay, the toxic screen really does give a lot of tells on what their retake setup is going to be. So we'll see if Gen G is able to keep tabs on that round to round.
For now, just in a wall cutting off mid.
Yeah, Ascent's really
A little bit
balanced.
of that catwalk access as well as B main.
What is that? Poison. That's actually a crazy,
Just trying to really
crazy
funnel
wall.
them in to
Cuts
the A
mid,
side, really,
cuts
if things
B,
go their way for the
cuts
side of Paper X,
also,
and if it is a B hit, still a lot of
top mid, I mean,
options to
short
delay,
A.
even without something like the Killjoy. Just with the fact that you have to go
Bakit
through toxic
madaming
screen
team ang
2-3
Korean?
times.
Mayaman sila eh. Mayaman ang Korea eh.
Third sent out. Texture pushing down. Spotted in mid so far, and something hanging back avoids that 0 point for the drone over the top. Will be able to spot him. Is he getting ready to come through? And drone should have seen Forsaken as well. Texture gonna come on. Yes, the flashes are in. Texture gonna be able to find two. A site very much open at the moment. So break the window, try to fake somebody going up, and Meteor.
And we thought it would be
hang
DRX,
back,
DRX.
They're within tree.
But no, it's
Actually over to
Gen
short.
G. I mean,
So far, I don't
DRX
believe he's
Gen
been
G.
spotted.
No, they still have the numbers advantage in the site as well, so they're just trying to buy enough time, but Mind Freak.
Great check for Forsaken as well off screen, getting the shots through the box to be able to take him down. Munchkin now looking to try to hold the side. Dizzy up over the top, does manage to get the flash out.
No one's in main.
Blinded up, swing around the back. Munchkin actually able to steady the aim, finds a headshot there on a Forsaken, and now something
oh my
with
god, this
everything to do.
Munchkin did. He's literally
He's been spotted,
munching on
shot dart, a little bit
gummies
of a botch there from
while
the
he's
side.
playing.
Lakia is the wingman now, going out to try to start this defuse. The push forward, something needing to win the fight versus Karon, but he can't quite get it done.
Oh my god.
Gen G will tie up the pistol round count and now move up
Ang
by
galing
3.
ng Karon na to.
I mean, we know that the devs over at Riot were just waiting for that wingman to finish that defuse just to
Seriously?
showcase what Gecko is possible of here at the pro level. Something, of course, someone who's capable of it. But what a great fake sell from Gen G, sending both of your initiator and all that utility all the way up through mid. You send the 0 point, you send the drone, really selling that you want to go for a B pinch. And then it's just the forces barreling through a link. Paper X just bit right onto it. Nothing more than that.
Dito ko ang camera dito, boss.
No force ups again. We saw them, going for that force buy, which is uncharacteristic of Paper X overall yesterday, and finding great success with it. This time, just going to be sticking with these classics. One sheriff in the hands of Mind Freak.
And this is a nice play by Paper X, because this is that screen that they often like to use for a retake
Allows
onto
to
B. They'll
GG's na
pinch
to,
in
ano?
from both main and defender
Joke lang,
spawn.
sabi nila sa PRX. Hindi
Try
sila
to
may
utilize
GG's.
that toxic screen for a
GG
nice
when it's
pinch.
GG, man.
Just trying to sell the fact that they're not here, but no info now. They want to start dwindling it down.
They're swinging out, but Meteor still managing to come up with 2. Despite the fact that he only has a ghost, and he also puts the buy down to 44, Mind Freak at 76. Couldn't ask for much more than that from your Killjoy player in that position.
Where are you?
Now Spike can get planted.
Toxin screen down.
And if it wasn't for the Sheriff and the Ghost, you have to imagine this is one of those rounds where you just call for the save right away, go down to the Spike, but they're not even in a good position to do that. Looks like they will try to wait for it. Just trying to pick off some early kills, trying to bait them out with the audio.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
have such a strong read on it. 0 point to go check towards
That
heaven.
wait for regular season,
Now
diba?
Munchkin
TS is gonna show up in
gonna be
regular
spotting
season.
over
man. Mark
towards
my
trees. They
words,
reopen
guys.
the door.
We're gonna show up for regular
Unless they see
season.
nothing. Very much assessing it. Everybody's going to be on this side of the map. Mind Freak will be able to take one more down with him.
Oh. Wow.
He's trying to juggle it over.
Munchkin.
Munchkin, can he get it? He got
Pambalero
it.
naman to
He
mga
was
to, eh.
celebrating for a little bit, so he wasn't paying attention there, but
Well, I mean, this esports thing doesn't work out, Texture. You can join the circus. Fantastic juggling.
Best of 5
it's
bloods.
things like that where you start to notice that Gen G's really in it for the victory. They really want to get this first title in 2024, because
Kantok na ako, eh.
little things like that could make or break
Hindi
the
pa
snowball
napagkape.
towards a map win.
Totoong kape.
This is, the round where it has to be the turning point, it feels like here for Paper X. Coming into the bonus. Still so much firepower available to Gen G, but Odin now brought into the fold by Forsaken
lahat
on the
yun.
opposite side of the map. But once again, Gen G just finally able to stray away from the heavy presences. And Defiant
flash.
Vanyat trying to swing out, just that spray comes in, they get
Tangina,
whittled
damage
away.
silang lahat. Pasang
That's
basa.
going to hurt a lot. The paranoia down. You know that you scratched up a lot of members if you were a Gen G player. So you know that the A site should be weak overall. Meteor going back to try to just disrupt the default just a bit from Paper X. Make sure they have to spread out once again. Just activates its turret and now returns.
Yeah, peeking back out. Smoke comes down.
Nice smoke.
Gen G just going to be cutting noise and starting to
Backs
drift
it out.
away.
No one's dead
They're
yet.
not spotting anything.
It's like 50 seconds. No one's
Potentially
dead yet.
recoverable
But
here
Manyet's
for
like,
the side of something, but
tag
still
the shit.
considers
Where's
to be a
the
great
Vi?
risk. And
Why
now it
the Vi
certainly
get
is one.
tagged? What the hell?
See if he's wise to this. Little wary of the catwalk push, but not quite down on the grass.
Oh, the timing jumps away.
Munchkin's gonna try to
Grabe
set
yung
fake.
timing, no?
On to B
Dude,
once
Valorant
again.
timing really
Damn,
does
this-
happen sometimes. Like the
Manyet
instinct of some people,
in position
they
here.
really do happen.
Just
Like
waiting a
based
little
on
bit
instinct
more.
lang, alam mo na malapit na silang lahat.
Just
That's
cutting off the
crazy.
backup should be enough here for Munchkin. Oh, he hears a rotate and he calls for them to go to B. What a brilliant call.
Swings out, but he's not ready for Mind Freak.
Forsaken
But they
get
actually miss each other, but Mind
outplayed.
Freak, he could just be able to shut this down, depending on when he
10
decides to
seconds
swing out.
left.
The time's so very limited, but now he's turning his sights away so the spike can get planted. Manyet jumping forward, and oh, what a shot from Munchkin! Looks for more! He gets the third! Mind Freak now the last one standing on this side of the map.
Enemy remaining.
He's gonna come up with 3. Something getting ready to join in, pushing his way in through market texture on his lonesome. Try to clutch it out. Swing onto the corner, he gets the headshot, and they knew where Mind Freak was. Can he read where he is now? Push down, and texture has it! The clutch coming through. Gen G now
That's
moving up to
crazy.
double digits.
That's crazy. Gen G, man.
This is
Freaking
beautiful.
Gen G.
This is beautiful from Gen G. You have an incredible call from your IGL who puts himself at risk to not only sell the fake, but you are still looking at the clock to say that we have time to rotate if I hear them starting to flood back to the A side. Then a brilliant triple kill, and then texture to clutch it on a bonus.
Enemy remaining.
This is everything
What
you
in
can
the
hope for. If
Munchkin,
Gen G
dude?
doesn't close this map out, I think these players have plenty to be upset about because this should pretty much spell the end of it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Munchkin just beautifully serving that one up. Once again, just slowing things down. But spotted now is texture. Something able to find the headshot with the Sheriff. Backs his way out.
Boom.
Meteor. Same time, however, catching Mind Freak on that lurk forward out of B main. Forsaken as well. Trying to push this. He does have a Bulldog and Meteor at 11 HP. Severely disadvantaged here. They're going to back away and miss each other there in the end, but Karen pushing up into bench. Taking down something. Giving that advantage back over to Gen G as Lakia is here sat outside of Gelato, and this time Manyet not going to be able to win the fight right around that ult orb.
Yeah, they should be able to go over to B. Meteor heard the exit from B main. You got the kill in mid as well, so you know that Forsaken was pretty pressured on the B side.
Great timing from Devi, swinging out right before
That
that ping would come
what?
down.
Wait,
Catches Lakia
how do you
completely
get
off
a kill
guard.
with a stinger from that range?
Finds the punish, keeps things close as
My
well as
stinger's not
recovering
like
a weapon.
that. My defect yung sa akin eh.
Aaron, it'd be wise to just tuck in somewhere, make sure that you can cut off the backup, maybe get some info. They're a little scared because
He's
Meteor's so
going
low.
aggro.
30
He's
seconds
going to try to
left.
find this right now. Forsaken is not
Enemy
thinking
remaining.
about it. Karen finding the kill, leaving it out. Devi on his lonesome.
Caron.
Find a quick pick on the Meteor would bring it into a
Spike
1v2. He
planted.
still holds on to a Paranoia as well as 1 TP.
Yeah, but 3 members, they can watch every single possible entrance. It doesn't matter if the mind games are here or not.
He's not gonna win this match.
Does he go for a shadow step here? I love that Munchkin
It's not
enters that
impossible,
smoke right
though.
away. Doesn't want to take any risks.
The flash into the back, but now they're very well aware of his position. The swing out. Meteor does remain standing at the end of it.
They're all looking down.
11 HP and 11 round
Yeah,
wins.
no one's gonna
Gen
survive that,
G
dude.
2 away from taking their map pick of Ascent in dominant fashion.
And if finally an operator comes online for Paper X, but it just might be too late. What Gen G's been doing here is really just shutting down the possible compositional advantages that Paper X is looking for. I mean, they have so many ways where they could really initiate
but
this
yeah.
attrition of all that utility.
대황진.
And they just have, I mean, Gen G just has the counters to it. Obviously, this composition, the classic composition I said, it's good for a reason.
Texture up and over, diving his way in towards the B side, but no one there to greet him. The snake bite, now the free entry coming through. Spike will get planted. And as Meteor plants this, that's also going to give him a lockdown. So many ultimates here for the side of Paper Rex that they're just 1 away from things that they could very well utilize and would love to have to try to get this retake going, but now it's just going to be that tempo lockdown coming through.
You have to flood it.
They're going to have to try to rush, break this one down. The Dizzy is there. Knives coming back through though. Locky with the covering fire, able to take out Manyet. They got the lockdown, but they've lost the war. Mind freaking something, last one standing. The off, able to find one. The rush, the right click. Texture Texture
Texture is
takes him down,
something.
throws up the weapon, but
What?
Karen's already claimed the kill. Gen.G now at map point.
That's
Texture
wild.
pretty much asking how big's your mouse
Texture is
pad
showing
something
the
because you ain't
fuck
looking
up.
for this one. Shuts him down.
Yeah,
The
how
high
big's your
sense
mouse
not going to
pad,
save
dude?
you there.
My gosh. And I think one of the things that might be, I mean, sure, they face against each other in Group C, but one thing that really
Kinda
is
wanna play
keeping
some
Paper X
Valorant
scratching
now.
their head is
Holy.
you just haven't seen a Korean squad play for contact like this.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they just greed for these duels, and they're not backing away from it.
The confidence right now is just something that is so dangerous that Paper X has to deal with, but breaking the confidence of Gen.G has proven to be incredibly difficult for every single team that has faced them thus far.
Damn, Gen.G is looking so
Wow,
strong.
Players up mid.
Trying to take down this pit.
Swing on the corner, something dead, pop flash up over the back of the wall, gets the full catchy and on it for Forsaken, another one in hand, but yet will
They're
be able to
getting
find the kill.
outdueled in every sense.
Showstopper at the ready, spotting Lakia dead. Monyet keeping in this one, and also finding that spike. Texture, however, around the back. Regains his audio, dashes away. The Boombot only able to find the kill. 7 bullets remaining here. As Meteor, the covering fire, out in mid, finds it, and it's a one-tap to finish the map. 13-5, Gen.G showing up to play.
Dude.
Getting a confident win on
Gen.G.
your map pick when they faced off against each other in the groups. They took each other's map and went to that map 3, where Paper X brought out this unconventional no duelist competition at Sunset. That's what shut them down, but Gen.G comes back and says, now we've got some tape on you. We've got all the warm-up we need. Even Karon has now gotten used to the stage. And immediately, Coach Alex wanting to make sure he doesn't forget all the things he saw that they need to fix if they want to extend this best of 5 in the finals of this kickoff tournament.
An incredible display put up. I mean, 23, 9, and 3 from Texture on the scoreboard. Just a monstrous KDA from him. Gen.G, what a start. We'll see if that carries forward because Split is going to be on the horizon. But first, we'll let the analysts break down all the action here from map 1.
What an
Is it rainy
incredible
season, guys? It's
performance
always like
by
cloudy over here.
Gen.G. They definitely had the Paper X zoo comp
It's like
figured
it's
out.
cloudy.
I mean, the moment Solo picked Ascent, we were like, he's either insane or he's figured it out.
Yeah, I was actually pretty worried about this pick, to be honest. I thought, oh man, the Paper X looked really good on this map. Like, what are you cooking here? But clearly it's looking great. I mean, it's so many things going right for them. The firepower is not lacking today. It's the same Gen.G we've been seeing throughout the entire year. And on top of that, you're getting some of this, like, mixed style of Gen.G. It isn't that standard Korean style, especially with players like Munchkin there, who are just pushing their way through to the spawns of his opponents
Alex
and just tearing them apart.
That round is like, it's reminiscent of what we saw in Paper X versus EG in that Finals of Champions. You know, these deep lurks that Paper X somehow just doesn't quite expect, especially down mid. And they have the aggression, you know, they got the early contact and they continue to push through it. And Texture is someone who, I don't know how he gets those tailwinds. The timing of it, the way he dodges some of these utilities sometimes, it's just too darn good.
It's crazy. There's a lot of them hanging around spawn area, and that's where Paper X tends to go down. Munchkin with that Guardian tap.
Gen.G
on
yeah.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that sent shivers down my spine. I mean, that was absolutely nasty. And think about the fact that, you know, they were juggling the guns to get that Guardian into play still.
Oh,
and
yeah.
their head is so in the game right now, it's insane. And the other thing is like for Paper X, it's a tough adjustment because T1 plays nothing like this. Like, this is way different. T1 doesn't really take much mid control. They leave it pretty well open. Sometimes Haya's player is there, of course, to try to, you know, use the op or whatever, but for the most part, it's left open, and it is not the case at all for Gen.G. They are going to try to punish the weaknesses in your defenses, and they absolutely did it. They like it to a treat.
I mean, the thing that stands out to me the most, if you take a look at the bottom of your screen right now, is the 5-round win streak on the Gen.G's defensive half. Because, you know, Paper X wants to start out strong on attack. That's kind of their whole game plan. That's what this composition is about. You got Raze, you got Gekko, you're trying to break things open, especially off of that Dizzy. However, Gen.G has clearly figured it out. You know, there were times with that A-split push that Paper X repeatedly tried to pull off. Texture gets an early pick. They are set up. They've stacked up on the site.
Oh,
You have,
Texture, man.
I can't remember if
He
it was
literally-
Munchkin or
I
Lavia,
have
but
never
someone
seen
hiding
Forsaken
in the
bot
corner
frag in his
of
life.
A
Look
site,
at
just
that.
right outside of A main.
I've never seen him
and they're
that
just
low
preemptively
in the
shooting down
leaderboard,
that
man.
Dizzy that gets sent out. So
That
no
is a
matter what
first
Paper X throws
of
at
many.
them,
I mean,
they
the
always
first-
get numbers
the first I've
advantage.
seen
They're
that.
ready to receive contact, and Gen G just shows that they have that preparation. And apart from that, I mean, yes, MVP is Texture, but can we talk about Karen for a second? There were some of these rounds where he picks up impact frags, just holding Boathouse on B site by himself. 1v2 clutches, 1v
Yeah, this Karen
He just does so much.
He's so confident right now. Solo was saying in his interview, because of all these games that have been happening, in a way, Karen has leveled up. And he's shaken off a lot of the nerves. When you're playing through that many games in 1 week, by the time you get to this one, you're probably super warm, and nothing's gonna throw you at this point.
Yeah, and Alex touched on
That's
this
true.
in his pre-match
That's why
interview
Team
where
Secret
he
was
was
so
saying
bad
like,
in the first
sometimes
game.
it's a
Because, like,
blessing
we're
and a
trying to-
curse
we're
to have to play
warming
that
it up,
many
you know?
games. Like on the one
We're
hand, your
warming it up.
opponents are going to have a lot of tape, and that's where Paper X has to lean into, right? They have to say, we have an idea of what they're going to do. This was different today. This was a Gen G that I haven't quite seen just yet. But also, on the other hand, your opponent's going to be warmed up. They're going to be comfortable on stage, especially with a rookie like Karon there, able to get that experience under his belt, to really understand what it's like to play in front of a crowd, to play in front of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people online as well. So this ability to get Gen G this far with their just determination, their mental grit, things like that are really starting to pay dividends.
Now, I do have to bring up Texture. Paper Thin, you've been a long time believer of the Texture Jet power.
Preach to us.
I'm the preacher.
Yes.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a way to put this because I have been asked many times who I thought the best Jet in Korea was. And mostly I leaned toward Buzz because of his ability to be so stable as an entry fragger. But the thing he was always kind of lacking compared to Texture was his op. Texture is the complete package. He has explosive plays, he has steady plays, he can do a lot of different things well for you, and his operator is top tier. So this guy is so fearsome to deal with. He can set up individually for himself. You saw that top mid play where he turned that flash and came and got that double with the Blade Storm. I mean, things like that he's able to pull out, taking a page out of something's book, to be honest. We saw that last year.
Yep.
So like those kind of plays that he has in the bank on top of playing pretty well off of his teammates, and his teammates support him. We saw a lot of teamwork, in that final round. Meteor there swings into mid to cover him from market, things like that. Really working well for Gen G.
Yeah, I mean, is Texture really the make or break here? I don't know, because they've all been playing fantastically. They've been able to read all of Paper Rex's maneuvers. They're swinging from site to site. Basically, they figure them out.
Like you mentioned before, right? Texture, I don't know if he's exactly the make or break. He is definitely the star fragger right now. But there are those games, even when he struggles a little bit. Maybe he's like, I don't feel good today. I'm a little bit off. But then he tells his teammates, and they all step it up. That's the craziest thing, because that culture difference from like some of the other Korean teams and how Paper X operates, even there are some similarities here, and they all definitely feel like they are close to that finishing line. They can taste victory, and I think that's something that gives them this extra boost, this extra surge of confidence. Gen G is really hungry today. Out of all days, today, they are the hungriest I've ever seen.
Texture is hungry again, and you know what happens when Texture is hungry. He gets a lot of kills, and he has 4 more maps to get through. Maybe even less at this point. Well, the next map, I mean,
Papansin ka ba?
the triple duels comp?
Putang ina mo, kanina pa nag-react. Hindi naman sa'yo, tanga.
I mean,
Hindi naman tungkol sa'yo to, Brian,
it got over
tungkol
the
sa laro
line
to,
yesterday. I mean, if it isn't for a
Pukin ng
few
ina ka,
key
mumurahin
moments,
mo pa
right, that
akong
could have very well
putang
gone
ina,
T1's
Brian.
way. So, and now you have to look at
Balik
what
ka sa
Gen G is
pag-aaral,
able
boy.
to do.
Mag-homework
You have to
ka
start
muna,
thinking that
putang ina ka. Joke lang.
T1 probably right now isn't as strong of a
Joke
team as Gen
lang,
G.
joke lang.
Not just because of the way this map went, but because of how this whole season has gone so far, in that just the ability to adapt and be explosive and things like that. T1 is a much more stable team. They're a very fundamental team. This Gen G team doesn't really scream that to me. They're screaming, we're going to take duels sometimes, and we're going to win. But we're also going to adapt on the defender side. You know, the early contact plays that they tried in the pistol round and the follow-up against Paper X didn't work. Immediate adjustments came in round 3 and got them that 5-round win streak you talked about.
That's one of the biggest things, about this Gen G right now. Yes, we've seen Paper X. They got that triple duelist. Very interesting. Maybe they cooked it up like 1 or 2 weeks ago. That's what they said in the interview. But Gen G, we've only seen their split once. They played it against RRQ in their opening games against in Group C. And they had this double duelist composition, Meteor on the Jet, Texture on that Raze. And it wasn't the best game for Texture. They actually lost that map to RQ 13-11. They really struggled on that attack. But the thing is, RQ had a more traditional composition. They had that double controller, so I think that's one of the main factors why. If PaperX plays triple duelist against a double duelist, how does that work on defense? You have to really think about how you want to make use of that Yoru, and I'm not too sure if they are going to do the same thing again.
Yeah, and I think if you're Gen.G and you're assuming that PaperX is going to lean in to that triple duelist again, I wouldn't mind seeing something like a double Sentinel here from the side of Gen.G, something to really shut down some of that firepower, to utilize those gaps in the abilities. But it is going to be the same thing here for Gen.G. They're still going to use that double duelist, so probably just frankly didn't have enough time to really workshop it. It's really tough, of course. The short amount of time and the insane amount of games.
Pinaka-positive na influencer sa
Triple
buong
duelist for
positiveness
PaperX.
ng
Yes,
positive
let's see.
Let's do it.
Positive
It worked.
It did work, but what really makes a duelist effective is confidence. It is so important, and right now we could see Texture was definitely feeling it. Every time the cam was on him, he was screaming, he was singing, he was looking happy. He did at one point, but he got that like 3K. PaperX, they need to feel confident. You have 3 duels. If you have no confidence, that's it. All right, let's go into our second game split. Over to our casters to take us through the action.
Thank you very much. Yes, here we go again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't tuned into the matches yesterday, first of all, what in the hell were you doing? What were you thinking? Missing out on those overall blowouts that we had. But you missed the triple duelist debut from PaperX, but that's okay. They're bringing it out for you once again.
So we're seeing a triple duelist again. Is Gen.G ready for this?
Yeah, and now starting on the attacking side as well.
Triple
So
duelist,
Gen.G, they've been banning it since that tough loss against RQ, 11-13, as the desk touched upon. Now they're bringing it back. Now, in that game, their defense was, by miles, much stronger. So trying to just get a head start here on the rounds. And guess what? PaperX, they favor the attack here with this composition as well.
I like the idea that PaperX is on the attacking.
Now, nice and quiet over here at B. So they get into some very deep positions. Flash held at the moment there from Locky as a nice interruption.
They're all ready to counter this. Counter, they're all going to flood in. That is the triple duelist we are talking about, mga kaibigan. PRX is back in the game.
Suddenly Munchkin, the last one standing with just a Sheriff in hand. He's looking for some kills, looking for anything here, but with another paint shell as well as everybody hounding him down, he will fall. Defy the only casualty.
Gago, binaril kahit patay eh.
Again, claim an opening pistol.
What do you mean PRX throwing his lineup? They won with his lineup yesterday,
there with the paint shells and then take that time to clear out back alley once more.
Try to understand
the
reason why they have triple duelists.
That actually favors PaperX as they've already gotten off of the spike plant. They still have all 5 members available.
They
still
won
good
with
positions from within the site. So Gen.G, see if they kind of reconsider some of those timings, because we know how crazy PaperX's post-plant situations can get, especially with Forsaken Juru.
Meteor still going to be picking up that Marshall. He's on the Jet. Very standard.
If they're throwing, you're trolling.
Otherwise, Charon ready for some close contact, but something coming in the corner. This is one of the things that we saw he was so damn good at.
Putang ina, headshot.
Snipers,
Tanggal utak ni Meteor eh.
and finding the headshot instantly. So it does it once more here. Start off this round. Mind Freak hanging back will take a bit of damage, but finds the elimination there on the Lakia. Now with Charon making his way over. I think he's going to have to take Lakia's gun because Shorty on the retake, probably not going to be the best thing.
Yeah, good backup from Forsaken as well. So we see that Mind Freak's pretty low, and you don't want to lose those rifles. So Forsaken going down with the Sheriff is fine. You still have 3 rifles that you bought up. Want to try to keep that in play. And Divine hears that. He's ready for the quick kill onto Charon. That's 2-0 lead.
2-0, let's go PRX.
That it is. This is where we saw the turnaround and the streak beginning for Gen.G. So
hell no. You think I'm going to twerk for PRX? Hell no, I'm going to twerk for Team Secret.
Conversion on the bonus round, or if Gen.G will be able to get themselves on the board, but really nice hot start there from something.
Buti pa ang grab, may long distance. Kayo ba meron?
Not allowing them to find any presence around this ramp.
Yeah, given the compositions once again and PaperX,
yeah,
the record that they had in yesterday's game, I gotta imagine they have to be looking to throw something out of the book and get this bonus round first. You want to get as many on the attack as possible.
Calvin Klein.
It starts with that.
He does
Call
it
me
again.
Calvin.
Swing
Tangina mo, pick ka ako ng pick punch skin.
screens.
Pang ilan na yan?
Should have heard the footsteps.
Oh. Deleted si Munchkin eh.
It's off 2-0. Meteor just around
Tingnan
the
mo
corner.
ka.
Lakia swinging.
Nanalo ka na ng isang
Try to
game, mayabang
double
ka
face
na.
here. As, yeah, it's not ready for that swing to come back through. It's going down. The
Yeah,
rest of the
something's
team
dead,
rotating
though.
over
OB1
towards
yun
B,
eh.
where Karon's still
Why
going to
did
be sad.
something entry that
By
Screen down.
just kind of dodging around that
What?
Trailblazer a bit, and I guess he just didn't
What,
see
did he not get
anything at
seen?
all.
What?
No
He did not
peripheral
get
vision on the
seen?
top.
Davai, what the
Forsaken,
freak?
But that
The
outlaw use
Chacha!
does manage to find Charon. Texture up in heaven, however, will be able to trade one back. Mind Freak very quickly replies with a kill of his own. Push out. Bit of damage there on him on yet. Cancel on the plan for now. Means that Meteor does manage to find at least one more. But why
Nice one,
the
Munyet.
teammates coming through. Paper X not
Ayan na,
concerned
reverse
about
sweep
their
na.
losses whatsoever. They convert the bonus and
Ito
start
na,
off
reverse
3-0.
sweep.
I'm a little shocked at how confident Divide was that the Trailblazers didn't see him. I mean, he just knew exactly the angles that it would be able to scout, especially around the toxic screen. I think that's more so what he was banking on. The fact that, of course, when you're right up against that toxic screen, your vision does get blurred a little bit already. And with all that distraction, you know that the site should be weaker, and that's
Masyado
going to be
kayong
an
mano,
early timeout. You
boy.
gotta imagine from the
Intro
Gen G
boys.
side finally using one.
Genji.
Nah, it's Alex just saying, all right, good job, guys.
Yeah, he's like, this time I want to tell you, good job for
Yeah,
once.
keep this up. Just do more of what you're doing.
Masyado kang excited eh.
But yeah, I mean, first time out call that we're seeing from the Gen G camp, just given how far ahead they were and how much in the driver's seat they were on that opening map. Never needed to really pump the brakes. So after dropping that bonus, we'll start talking about what the game plan is going to be. They're identifying so far. But it's also difficult because at the end of the day, these rounds are starting because something just swings a corner and headshots you.
Yeah, I mean, when you're already down one man, and, you know, I was almost going to say Paper X not really gaining that much more space after something goes to the site might bite them back, but it works out. Gen G gets a little curious because they still don't have as much information either. Of course, they're also running a double duelist here, so not as much util that you're used to having, especially with the sky changes. I am curious if Gen G might consider trying not to use the operator too much, right? Don't try to build up to that too much economically, because you might get the first kill, but when you got the Raze Jet and the Yoru, like, all TPing into sight, that just spells trouble.
Oh, I mean, we saw how
Muir.
easily, for the most part, Forsaken was able to deal with those operators as well.
Yeah.
When he was the one going into the dimensional drift or just TPing into a position where they suspect that side player was going to be posted up, more often than not, he was coming away with those eliminations. So it could be the game plan that they try to stray away from that. We'll have to just wait and see as things continue to develop. For now, full stack from Gen G over on the A side, as they are very quickly going to learn that they have gambled wrong.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
Mewing, shut up.
Paper X will just wait to have somebody
my
that
jawline
needs an ult
mewing,
point
you know.
try to go for the spike plant.
No fun yet.
Jose
fun with
Rizal right
volunteers.
now.
Saying Showstopper's pretty good. I guess I'll take
Jose
that.
Rizal right now. I did not die for this.
And knowing that they had the time as well. Now, I'm going to be curious if Paper X all decide to push back out of main, because it looks like that's the idea. They don't want to push any deeper
They
into
decided
the
to all
site.
stack A because they knew
So
they had
Paper X
plans
perhaps the
to,
idea, not really necessarily going for
rush
kills, right? They
B.
just want to say,
So
we
they
want to snowball as
decided to
much as
bet
possible.
and
We're
gamble
going to keep the
rather
weapons we
than
have.
die
Don't
one
necessarily
by
hunt for
one.
kills. If
Kasi
they die to the
know
spike, that's
TRX
it.
can push eh. Even on save.
And the free weapon upgrades, that allows for the operator to still be a considered purchase here for Meteor. That gives Gen G a ray of hope to get back into this first half.
Potentially, I mean, Meteor not going to give them the opportunity to really swing in towards main. He's just going to try to greet them off the rib. Does have Lakia to try to back up, peel a bit, but with the dimensional drift coming through, he's just going to have to back away very swiftly. Now the paranoia as well, crashing in.
They're all in.
Forsaken is out of the portal, and he's got a judge in hand. Lakia falls, something is the one, of course, to headshot Meteor at the same time. Munchkin will make his way up into heaven.
Into the site, things get a little chaotic. We even have the paranoia there to assist as well. That just really sets up all three. And I was going to say, overall, this is actually one of the first matches where I felt that Davai had very little impact, but right there, holding that close angle, trying to get back into the swing of things himself.
Still a purchase coming through, but obviously the operator not in hand. Something just going to look at some of that damage. As the Trailblazer, nice timing, does get cleared out before it can spot him in this position.
Alam mo ikaw lang magaling mag-off, boy.
Not ready for it, ends up getting taken down. Dominance continuing from Paper X.
Now, Gen G, they can't get too curious about this. I like that they're retaking control of ramp, but that's about all you get. You try to push in through the smoke. That spells trouble.
Look at this. I mean, because of the just lack of sound, they're drifting off. They're moving away from this A site.
I don't blame them, because otherwise you're down to a 2-2 split, right? So I guess they're just saying, listen, worst case scenario, we go for a 45 retake. You do have the Cosmic Divide. We'll see what they have cooked up. So I don't blame them, but you're right. I mean, they go for the gamble because they don't hear the audio anymore, and it's going to be, once again, another free sight for Paper Rex. I mean, you know, they're happy to fight, but they're just saying, okay, well, if we go in for free with no content, we'll take that as well.
The handoff to Montiet. Showstopper now online. It's Gen.G. And how far do you really push to try to get this retake going before you just have to call it off? Lockett does have a stinger, so he wouldn't mind sacrificing for the, you know, chance or the try to clean some kills up.
Oy!
Showstopper doesn't come out. Don't find much of anything there, and hold man, gonna snipe him out of the sky with a shorty. Lockett will be able to find one. Karon now, though, last man standing. Push onto the corner. He's gonna get the kill into something. He was down to literally no HP. Snappy as all hell, though. Finds another kill, goes into the Astral Form, sends it to Cosmic Divide. Mind Freak sends it to Paranoia. He tries to swing the wall. TP's in behind him. Karon thinking he was up above.
I mean, they won the round 3. Damn.
Oh, man.
The fact that, first of all, Karon thought he would have gone above, props to him. I mean, he threw his best shot he had in that chaotic 1v1 when he was just enshrouded in the darkness, but Mind Freak, I've been saying and watching these games, I feel like we're getting right up close to peak Mind Freak once again. Reminiscent of the performances he had back at Masters Copenhagen, where he was helping carry so many impact rounds.
They say Masters Copenhagen, we can still look at champions.
That's true.
That Astra play, the 1-2-3 on Pearl, lives rent-free in my head, not just because I was the one that said it. He had his spikes, but I mean, right now, Gen.G looking like a very different team, and Paper Rex absolutely thriving in this chaos.
Wow.
The second timeout called after 6 rounds played. Nothing scooped up here for Gen.G. And I mean, again, the closest that they got was when they killed everybody. But the spike, it was too far gone.
I'm curious to see, because with, once you're down that one man, suddenly these retakes are looking tough. Forsaken just asking for a massage. He's like, I really want to be the super hard carry here. You got to loosen me up a little bit, but I mean, they don't really need it at this point. All of them performing well up to their own standards here on the second map, looking very comfortable and proving that this triple duelist wasn't just a gimmick. And we talked about this before coming into this match. I mean, sure, they might have cooked something up just because this tournament is relatively short. People aren't going to have as much time to anti-strat. So yes, there's merit to that, but hey, that's power to you. You know how to play the tournament, you know how to play the system. You might as well be ready for that victory.
And every other team with hopes of Madrid around the world likely going to be looking at this one. Only for Paper X to do something completely different when they make it over to Spain. Montiet jumping forward, trying to see if he can catch somebody out in the open. It's like something has now in mid. Lockett just jiggling on the corner.
And that's
not wide enough to spot the operator.
No info, no flashes. Your retake is now more difficult. You don't know if you want to stack or go for the 2-and-2 split. So Gen.G, if you don't want to give up this round right away, I think you do have to play for contact. It's risky, but this is what you need.
Oh, that was a nice
going
pick
down. Okay, the 2v2. Surprise fight goes the way of Gen.G. Munchkin Texture putting their team here in the most winnable position that they've been in, and Munchkin reads it perfectly.
Ultimate is ready.
Sights back over to main. Swing in.
Putang ina, spray lang eh.
Big fight at the ready. Full flash connecting on him. He will just get sprayed down through the smoke as blast pack entry is attempted. Montiet does fall. Texture now swinging back over the ramp. Forsaken winning the fight. The mask going to be thrown on.
Oh, he should be able to get
the teleport. He's going to be able to spot them both. Rotating around. And it looks like they think that he's just going to end up snapping back over towards A. Fakes the teleport. Now exits over here at B.
They called a bluff as much as they could, but it's Forsaken. He knows how this works. He sees their movement all the way to the end, even leaves that one extra seed of doubt. Spawning Karon nearby, and now he has a gate crash.
He is going all the way back around. He doesn't have that gate crash set up. No other util to play with. 40 HP.
When does he tap it, though? Surely this is a fake.
Hold. To get it up to half. He's going to have to do something here soon. The fake TP coming in, but Karon's just stuck to it.
That's unfortunate. Just couldn't find the lineup onto the headshot. Meteor will clean up the kill as well. Yeah, the setup was there. You know, you can't doubt the Master Yoru here in Pacific, but Karon just sticking with it close to the wall as well. So good positioning with Meteor able to cover him. This is where it starts. I mean, Munchkin with the call that we can't just keep getting shaken up back and forth after we lose one guy. We have to even out the numbers. And this is how they win a lot of these rounds, where they don't get the first kill, right? They've been very good at converting these.
Well, that's one step in the right direction here for Gen.G.
Get out of my way.
And it was, widely that attacker's side that we saw Paper X getting the most value from the triple duelist. Understandable. As last pack bouncing backward out of that smoke. Not much damage taken here.
Is fucking
Bot comes
annoying.
in, Texture
So
decides
good
that's
that.
the swing timing.
So good
Something
with that
swings
gun.
up
But
into
actually,
heaven.
Forsaken
Finds
is
Lock with the right click.
dipping
Texture
this
looking
dude.
for a little bit more, but Forsaken able to keep his teammate protected.
Yep.
Whittled away at, but
Meron pa.
keeps them in with a man advantage.
Salamat.
They have information on 2 of the members. I'm pretty sure they should have spotted the jet up in heaven as well.
Caron.
Si Karon na
See if
naman.
anybody else comes swinging in, but Forsaken just playing right on the edge outside of the garage.
Nice trade.
There's the timing. He swings in. He will be able to find one, then gets taken down.
They're going to wait for the lurk from Devi. They still have so much time.
Oh my god. Ooh, those
Now
something's
Munchkin
going crazy.
ready for it. Now looking for the push forward. Something able to win out versus Meteor.
Munchkin has the pit.
But does he commit it here? It's still
Spike planted.
so risky.
No way,
Single big
right?
Fight. There's something jiggle peeking.
enemy remaining.
Not a weapon. Ends up falling. Munchkin still though completely unaware of Mind Freak's position. Needs to just rely on his intuition, but now knows. Time is going to be dwindling. Smoke coming down.
Nice. Mind Freak again with those clutches,
Swings
man. He
out.
always
Mind Freak
gets to clutch.
right in the corner, able to find the kill.
I got
Paper
food
Rex
too, by the way.
not
Have you guys
allowing
eaten
for Gen
already?
G to string
I have
anything
money if
together.
you guys have eaten
7 to
already.
1.
I'm gonna go grab my food
Worse and
downstairs.
worse as time goes on for Gen G.
Yeah, Paper X is going to be happy if they can even just pick up 1 more round here, which is looking very possible with the economy in this one. A very quick kill and exit from something on that one. And I want to give props to Munchkin. He reads the jump timings onto the jet over from something, and he peeks out right as he knows the jump is landing because he hears the float. But at the end of the day, it's Mind Freak once again. 10 kills and 3 deaths. What an impressive scoreline.
Oh my goodness, he just died.
Yeah, going on the entry, gets the full flash.
I
He's
got
going
my
to be
food
taken down by
shot.
Texture with the nade. Angel's finding one now, Showstopper. Texture goes leaping forward, sends it into the corner. Mind Freak TP is actually on the back end of the Showstopper going off. Now gets himself tucked away, but the spike for now getting drifted over towards that B site, rotating back around through the attacker spawn. Meteor, however, way out ahead, and he can hear these footsteps.
Oh yeah, notwithstanding the weapon situation, this is the best round Gen G's looking at so far.
There's the one tap, the Guardian putting him down. Doesn't want to continue to hold the angle, showing respect to the opponents that he's facing. He pulls back, also very well aware that that sewer lurk could come through from behind.
And the Seekers are going to give him sight of at least 1.
Oh,
Oh,
my,
what?
what a snappy shot. Finds one, looks for another. Hadn't got that on the Mind Freak. I might have lost my damn mind. Paranoia going to be sent out. Meteor pulling back over in towards heaven. Now it is just Devi and Mind Freak to try and see if they can somehow engineer this 2v5 retake. Otherwise, Gen G, I mean, it was on the tip of my tongue right as the round started, but they pushed the go button so quickly. But these guys, they're thrifties
30
throughout this
seconds
tournament,
left.
have been impeccable, and they're looking for another one now.
That's how they're able to overcome so many of these opponents, and Texture has the lineup. 2 more in B main as well, so even if they get through this race, it's a difficult one.
So with the Sheriff looking for the shot, this time not going to be able to find it.
Gravity well.
But grab well coming through, time dwindling, 12 seconds. Devi
10 seconds
tapping the
left.
rope, and Caron just
enemy
trying to
remaining.
slow them up. Devi able to find one, but he needs to get the plant down, taps it, fakes it. The round is already over. He's well aware of it. Won't be able to hold on to the weapons. The Thrifty will come through. Gen G get themselves up to 2 rounds.
We're going to have to go back and look at this entire tournament because it wasn't just yesterday. Gen G, they have been clawing their way back into not just maps, but entire matches and stages, phases of this entire kickoff tournament to stay alive off of these Thrifties, off of these 4v5s, 3v5s, things like that. And you wonder just what it is, and I think Caron's a big part of it. Just the shots he can make with these Sheriffs, with these Guardians, things like that.
I think he's leading the charge right now. He and Mind Freak. Topping the board. So, Makia testing the limits there, but coming out on top. Trailblazer going to be cleared. Meteor's got the covering fire. Forsaken thinking he was going to have the jump. Ends up getting punished for it. Gen G looked to get the 3. They're pulling off the angle for a brief little moment. Meteor continuing to have his sights trained in towards mid. By swinging onto the corner, will be able to find that follow-up headshot through the corner now. As Grabwell goes out. For now, not wanting the challenge in. Still formidable opponents on the other side, even if it's just the Sheriff's in hand. But Texture arriving through vent will be able to take out the Divide. That's the Spike now stranded. Mind Freak has no choice but to swing in and try to fight. He'll go down.
I'm not sure if this was necessarily called out in their comms, but Charon not peeking once more after activating the grab well. It just shows how much experience he's gained throughout this tournament as an entirely new rookie. Because obviously, with the grab well activated, he saw that the Omen was still stuck in that area of effect. He could have gone for it, but if he dies there while everyone is waiting for that extra duel, the last duel in mid, that's a rifle given over one more chance for Paper Rex to claw back into the round. So he just says, I won't give it to you. I'll wait for more backup to come, and we'll swarm you for the last kill.
And we only have the timeout being called here from Paper Rex. So a bit of a moment to kind of talk about Charon a little bit more and maybe explain to those who don't know what a Royal Road is.
Ah, yes, because I guess for Charon, this is exactly that opportunity. It's when someone obviously just enters into that tournament for the very first time and they're able to go all the way to the very end, winning the title. And for Charon, it's not just this tier of tournament, it's not just this event or this series of VCT. It is just everything in the entire professional Valorant ecosystem. This is going to be his first time playing at an official tournament during a regular season. And for him to win a title of Pacific Kings would be nothing short of miraculous.
Yep. It's on a good pace, and I mean, Gen.G, let's say they take the series. Right now, Charon making a damn good argument for MVP of this grand final. See what happens. So there's still plenty more Valorant to be played. Paper X still out in the lead by 4 rounds. Gen.G want to try to claw that back as much as possible. Back from Devi, anticipating some forward aggression. Keeps that staved off for the time being as majority of Paper X find themselves out here in mid. Lakia, however, snappy with a headshot, takes down Forsaken. Something in Manietko rushing forward. They will get some nice trade damage back there on the Lakia, putting him down to 48, but kill is not found.
Paper X, they have good position on the map, but they just have no idea how many more members might be near ramp in the site on A, so they are a little cautious, and that gives time for Lakia to get the information he needs to start the rotate over to A.
Lumalaban pa rin tong Gen.G.
Back in. Ooh, somehow making it out of there with his life intact. Drop down from Maniet, rushing forward, and Munchkin cannot find the spray to come up with a kill against all odds. Bringing it now back into a 4v4. Rest of the team rotating over. Devi ready. The pit now going to be invested.
All 4 in the pit, though. I mean, this is a gamble if I've ever seen one.
Conflict Divide. Not sure how much it's going to be realistically doing here for the side of Gen.G. We'll see how they opt to play around this one, but something spotted the gun barrel. Nice headshot there on a Meteor. Just continue to play around the back of side. Lockhead finished off. Something coming up with yet another kill. Now updrafts here on top of the screen. Finds Texture.
Whoa.
Charon
nice trade,
pushing forward, is able to find 1, finds 2.
That Monyet,
something will get the 4th.
That fucking Charon guy is
stop the potential run back from coming through. Paper X.
Last round
Timeout working for them. They get themselves now up to 8, looking for 9.
Yeah, I think 8's where you feel okay with it, but 9 would make it very comfortable because then you just win that pistol. And with this composition, surely you just cook up a little, a couple more options for your pistol rounds. Make sure you secure the 2 free rounds on the half off the back of the pistol. And then try to get it. This 3rd kill is just not fair. Right at the end of the spray, he adjusted towards the bottom before he dashes out. But the updraft is smart. You know the Cosmic Divide is there. They're not going to hear it entirely clearly.
I'll
handle this.
That's now on. Forsaken starting off his last round of the half very quickly. Rushing forward, Judge in hand. He finds Charon.
And it's so chaotic.
Swinging around the backside of pillar. Able to find 1, but now he's completely surrounded. He's going to get just chopped to bits. Yeah. The Blade Storm finding the kill. The man advantage for now going to be here in the hands of Paper Rex. Top left send. Swinging out, trying to get the transfer. Can't make it happen. Lakia arrives with the Odin. Munchkin as well up onto the Raptors. Takes down something, and now it is all on Devi. But a very long walkabout, but playing on this alley side. Lakia now giving credence to his potential position. Starts checking in behind.
Yeah, you got to suspect it one way or the other. I'm fine with you refilling the pit, but you know where Devi's been playing in that match yesterday against T1. No, he loves those lurks. Now, 50 seconds. I mean, Devi could clear here, go back up to heaven. He's got all the options he needs.
Does, but he's going to be spotted. Checking right. Munchkin finds it. Gen.G will be able to finish the half with 4 rounds. which is more than it was looking like it was going to be.
Yes.
But Paper Rex still in very firm control.
No, I think the scoreline itself, both teams are probably okay with it, but given how it started, Gen G probably feeling a bit better going into the second half, looking at their chances. Both teams going to be eyeing that ever so precious pistol round to see if they can chain it in to the 2 free wins. That would get Paper Rex just 3 steps away from trying to tie up the series 1-1. It's great to see so many fans out here, not just for Gen G, but of course the reigning champions Pacific as well. I mean, the fan base that they've created here in Korea after the impressive performances last year, including the finals at the Changchun Stadium, has been very, very amazing to see. But now they have to prove it once more, a new start in the 2024 season.
It's all about retaining that throne here for Paper Rex. But yeah, I mean that, you know, just their history and camaraderie with DRX throughout the multiple internationals that you know they have appeared at together, which has basically been every international until now.
Yes. Yeah, it's crazy to really think about the history that the two teams have created, and now we're already seeing a bit of a shakeup, and maybe a little bit more of it as well, as Paper Rex are already down 1 map, now trying to win their map choice of split. The pistol, this is where it starts. It's going to be a 3-2 split for Paper Rex. No gate crash just yet.
DRX not being at an international feels like dad going out to get milk.
Anything like
I
pepper lunch.
wonder if he's going to come back.
Okay, we'll finish it, I guess. Well, unfortunately, it did go for the Sheriff.
Nice one,
yeah. Flash is good. Texture gives the back first kill, but they didn't check Bud yet. They didn't look to the left. You can take it down. Forsaken trying to hold here with that Sheriff, but has the gate crash back across the opposite side of the map.
2 Sheriffs. Paper Rex are just looking to swing and win these duels.
Matagal na laban ng mga kaibigan.
Arriving, able to find one, giving them back into the advantage, but Charon snappy with the first one, the swing out the back pillar. Munchkin catching Devi unawares. Now it's all on Forsaken. Low HP bar finishes off the enemy Astra. Still more work to be done. It's down the stairs, but this is going to cost him a significant amount of time.
Yeah, he's just going to need to swing at the last second to get that kill.
That was close.
But it might just work out. Oh, no!
Okay, for a second, Munchkin could have got the headshot. It seemed like that would have been such a devastating loss, but Paper Rex, they will maintain dominance in these pistol rounds. Now 3-1.
Clutch.
They will get up to 9.
Anya still as a statue in that corner, and you just don't suspect it in the pistol round. Especially after, you know, the guiding light hits, you see one person flash, there's just no reaction, no spray, nothing else. Gen G thought they had it all. But the double kill stabilizes just enough. I was afraid that we saw the double team of Devi and something trying to go for the early peaks before Forsaken was able to arrive, but dwindling the numbers down just enough. And now double Outlaw. Yeah. They want to snowball as many rounds as they can, because listen, just one round here and then maybe another with all your ults online, and then you're close to the win.
I think 1 Outlaw, easy enough to read. Do you expect that there's going to be 2?
I mean, it's such a commitment, too.
Forsaken looking for it. The shot whipping, but hey, you got 2 bullets.
Down mid.
Swings further out, finds Charon. And they still don't even know that something has one over in this A site, which is where they're about to start heading.
Yeah, the gate crash once again set up for A side as well. And it almost just feels like Forsaken gets some kind of armor when he tries to gate crash out. Always so good with it.
Something now. Sends the shot, Devi pushing forward, able to find one, but runs out of bullets. Lakia is able to take him down. Need more damage from here, though. Let's start hurting Paper Rex a little bit more, but for now, loss of the Spectre not going to be too devastating as something. 2 bullets, 2 kills. Paper Rex get the double digits.
A lot of value off of this new weapon introduced here in 2024. And they can continue with it. Now, most people on Gen G will have full armor, so it won't be as devastating as if they had, you know, all bought up to things like Marshals and Sheriffs, but with the shots that these players are able to hit. And this position on Devi, as soon as he knows that there's contact on ramp, he's been using that to really punish and just cut off a little bit of reinforcement, so Gen G's going to have to watch out for that.
Full stack from Gen G, ready to send it here at A. Like something going to be going for the peak. Sends out one. It's a flash. Texture trying to chase in. Will get a good amount of damage through the wall, but now to swap over onto the shorty, but decides to pull back as that Trailblazer does come through.
No way, he got a
Shorty
kill.
once again.
What?
Out the push into the Cloudburst. Something finds the kill. Drops out on the top. Divine with the covering fire there on the Singer. Takes out Texture. Lakia, however, arriving. Comes up with two. Monyet,
Oh my
backside
god.
shot in hand.
You're
Finding
so
the
angry.
fall. Oh, a bit of a stutter step, but it doesn't
You're so
matter.
angry.
Mind Freak arrives, comes out from screen.
Unfortunately, okay.
Paper Rex. They're going to convert yet another bonus.
And they're bringing the chaos back. I love it. I mean, you just don't expect that, right? Sure, you see the outlaw, you chase it down. It did seem like Meteor was somewhat wary of the shorty standing by, but then you're trying to chase the backups there from Divine, and then you think you cleared it all. Monyet still one more final boss behind the map. And now Paper Rex so close, and this Outlaw's going to continue to find value, and they've been doing this. They did it on Sunset against Gen G as well. They just keep rolling with it.
Yeah. This time he's way out in front. Be a hell of a shot to try to stop this one, but I mean, even covering fire there from something. So Monyet getting a piece as Meteor will be taken down. Mid has been cleared out. Spike stranded in Ramen.
And the gate crash back as well. And it's things like this that'll really start to make you question your understanding of the economy. Because obviously some rounds you just can't help it, but how many of those rounds are you willing to make happen? Because of course, you might have your own set plays with some rifles, maybe with shotguns, things like that, but the moment you buy that half armor, it just feels bad. Got sight.
Yep. Saw enough of each other there, and Monyet wisely backing away, knows that a clean shot to the chest will take him down. Weapon recovered. We'll see if Munchkin can deal any additional damage here.
Okay. Go next round.
Up, but as he stands up, it's right into the crosshair. And Forsaken will be able to find Karen trying to enter in from Garage. 12-4. Paper Rex. Clearly not flustered whatsoever with the loss on Ascent. Feeling right at home with this triple duelist.
Yep, everyone putting up the numbers they need, playing the role that they need to. Obviously, some of these long-range duels really assisting the scoreline for Something in Forsaken.
One enemy remains.
They're also kind of the main ones that are creating a lot of these distractions. I mean, now and then it's a division between that Jet and the Raze. But once it comes to that defense, just one more round is all they need. And now it's an Operator. They want to close this out as soon as possible.
Extra jumping forward, gets himself past that Outlaw.
Toxin screen down.
Have the tempo to try to really rush in and take it down. They're also wary about that covering fire that could be there backing it up. But look at this line. Nebula coming in, the timing just barely off to try to be able to find the kills. Flash still there. Thinking going to be taken out. Mind Freak by one. Monyet giving the other. Keeping the backside. Showstopper comes in. Monyet just blowing Karen to smithereens. Finds the kill. Munchkin on the rope somehow winning out that fight, but he's now got to rotate all the way around this spot, and he doesn't get the opportunity. Something will finish him off. 13-4 in response to the 13-5 loss on Ascent. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a series on our hands. No 3-0s in sight.
We absolutely do. And I love the confidence that both teams are bringing out on the picks that they chose. When it first started, obviously at the very beginning of kickoff, you're just not quite sure how each of the teams look. You're trying to gauge each other's power level, and you just come with something you're prepared. You get caught off guard a little bit, and that takes you down on your own map pick. But now we've had the tape, especially plenty of it, over from Gen G.
Well, that's map 2 done and dusted. I feel like it wasn't that long ago that I handed things back over to the desk. But hey, guys, it's all yours. Take it away and break down the action.
1-1. That was pretty fast.
I mean, is it really a Paper X game if you don't lose fast or win fast? I mean, that's just how they roll. It always ends super fast. Paper X does take map 2 in a dominant fashion. Gen G, I don't think their team comp was really matched up for the triple duelist comp from
Cypher, no?
especially a team like Paper X.
Yeah, there's nothing really to slow down the Paper X comp here, and they're just better at kind of this style of play, right? Yeah, you've got the double duelist here for the side of Gen G, but they don't seem nearly as comfortable with the speed of play. The only thing you really have is Astra Gravity Wells, and just relying on that, it's not really that great against the Oru because he can TP out of there. You're not really catching anybody else, you know, because they're so maneuverable, they're so fast with the Jet and the Raze, so you're not getting a lot of value out of that pick. So definitely something that I think if there was more time for Gen G, if they had the ability to really workshop this map a little bit more, they could have come in here with something different, but with how fast-paced they've had to play, with how they've had to play pretty much every day, I frankly think just not enough time to really try something different.
I completely agree. I think this would be a very different outcome if Gen G had more time to prepare. That said, Paper X, I mean, they used this comp yesterday, and they also looked great.
Works wonderful, especially on that attacking half. You saw how Forsaken makes use of that Yoru, basically like what Asherai said before, human recon dart. He just dives out, gate crashes away, gets information for team, they come in and swing off of it, or Dimensional Drift, and it actually, you know, instills a bit of fear into players like Texture. If he's trying to off, suddenly Dimensional Drift is a foot and right in front of you, you start to feel a little bit shaken. And that happens for several rounds until Coach Solo calls 2 timeouts really early on, and then you start to see some adjustments coming in. They start to set up for retakes, they start to play, you know, really far back, and you really have to watch out for Gen G's Guardians right now. The way that they shoot is so sharp sometimes that you actually see Paper X players kind of whiffing for a second or two. I mean, Karen's still a very, very outstanding player, really scary to play against, but then again, once you go into that second half, Monyet started to show up. Monyet started to have some crazy movements and ways to kind of hold down the side or play in that retake. So Paper X just making quick work of Gen G for this one, but again, kind of like you said, just not having enough time to prep.
Yeah, I mean, Munchkin is so sharp, and that's the guy you're talking about on the Guardian. Even on an eco round, as long as he has a Guardian, he could turn the tides of a round. A couple of these wins here that they have were thanks to Munchkin just nailing them in the head on those rounds. And you know, I think there was a point where Alex called a timeout, probably because he noticed a lot of these two teams were just going into contact plays. There was no utility being used, and Paper X was just losing straight up to these 1v1 duels.
Yeah, this is something that Gen G has excelled at throughout this entire kickoff, is they're really good in 1v1s. They're winning a lot of those battles. I mean, yesterday in the 2 maps against DRX, Munchkin had 11 First Bloods. I mean, think about that. He had 11 First Bloods. He's not the duelist. Like, he was all over the map, and that's something going into Lotus that I'm definitely a little bit concerned about for Paper X, is how they're going to deal with that very spread out style that Gen G likes to run. Meteor and Munchkin are like to lurk around the map, so you got to be aware of that. But I think Alex just said during that round that you were talking about, just like, guys, just deathball it, just stick together and just go. Just come on now.
Grabbing first blood to something, 35%.
Versus Meteor stats instead of our 2 duelists. Something was starting to wake up a little bit. And you know what? I just miss seeing something on the Jet. It's good to see it.
It's definitely fun. It's like when you see an old friend that you haven't seen in a year, and then he gives you a warm hug, and you're like, oh, I remember how this feels. That's really nice. And then he picks up the Outlaw. He starts shooting people, especially on that anti-eco. Or the 3rd round that the Paper X played in that second half against Gen G. It really shows that this something is still around. He still has that shorty movement, still aggressive enough to dive into a heaven and wait inside of smokes as Gen G tries to push against him. So if they can keep up this momentum, keep up this pace, it could look really great. I mean, Meteor had some of his moments as well, maybe not quite as outstanding, so there's that slight difference. But as we go into the next map, right, I mean, I still feel as though, like, Paper X aren't out of the woods. As a fan, I'm going to say that. Like, Paper X are not out of the woods yet, because this is a Gen G that's starting to wake up. Meteor's going to go back onto that Killjoy Sentinel role. Their Guardians, their Sheriff shots, some thrifty rounds that Gen G pulls off are still really, really freaking scary. And as an analyst, I will just say that I think Coach Solo really has something cooked up.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, just to recap the stakes here, whoever wins today, both of these teams are going to Madrid. Whoever wins gets those really valuable points to qualify them for champions, which is back here in Korea this year. I can tell you right now, the audience, you stepped into there earlier, a lot of them are here for Paper X, but even more of them are here for Gen G. Even yesterday, apparently, with all 3 Korean teams playing, a lot of people are actually supporting the underdogs, Gen G.
Oh yeah, the Gen G fans have really come out in force, and players like Munchkin that have been playing for a really long time across multiple different teams, multiple different regions, Meteor as well, you know, bringing a lot of those fans over, you know, from the hype that they were able to generate over in Japan in particular, now coming back to Korea, coming home, you know, all those fans have kind of coalesced around them. They are so loud out there right now. Like, I went down there for a second just to scope it out, and every time Gen G was doing something good, it went bonkers.
Yeah, you looked really energized when you came back, and they were like, guys, it's crazy inside there right now, and I really wish I was down there. And while all Korea Valorant is here to witness the showdown, I know Southeast Asia's, you know, watch partying right now. Jing is watching this right now, so shout out to Jing and his mom on Team Pearl. Now, I'm sure they're really happy watching this split result.
It definitely looks great. Again, triple duelist. It's amazing, especially with how Forsaken.
Why is
plays
it resurfacing
really
again? It's
pushes
all been
back
a year,
Gen G in
dude.
some of these rounds. I
literally
think
been almost a
William was
year.
talking about it in the first half that so many times PaperX just kind of had free sights because Gen G were respecting some of these maneuvers. Gen G wanted to try to go in for some of these retake scenarios. There was like a lovely clutch from Mindfreak coming through as well against Karon of all things. Like Mindfreak is starting to wake up and come back to peak form.
I didn't even.
That's the PaperX that we all know.
I didn't even say yes,
Yeah,
dude.
I
was
mean,
just, like,
Gen G here
screaming,
just, wasn't able to really play the style that they want.
I-
They can't really slow PaperX down at all, and they have to try to spread the map, and then they can't react to things as fast. I noticed, at least in my opinion, their rotations were rather slow. Their ability to gather information, not that great, even with Locky on that Sky. So things just not really playing into what you expect with the typical PaperX comp.
Yeah, and the typical PaperX comp, you see those duelists, you see them bring out that firepower. As we go back in towards Lotus, that's something to think about.
Rematch.
Yes.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh, wait.
Oh, I like it. PaperX never disappoints. We were talking about this yesterday. You never know what you're gonna get when it comes to a PaperX comp.
He's
Forsaken and Cypher? Wait, please play
Is it?
Reina.
Oh,
Please, I would love
think
to
it's
see
locked.
Reina.
Dallas, it's gotta be.
I think
We're
this
gonna
is
tease
it.
it like
I think
this.
this is it. I mean, why not?
He
I
was
guess.
Jet before, but if you go into Arena now, I have to think you're trying to play off of device
I want to
flashes.
see this.
Yeah, exactly, right? You're trying to set up
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
those staggered,
Arena would be good.
Leer flash combos, things like that. That
Make it
really
work.
can
Bring her back.
make things work really nicely for the side of PaperX. We've seen it on Ascent before, and I'm not too surprised that they're going to lean into this. I think maybe they felt like they needed a change versus the last time. Maybe something will give Gen G a little bit of a different look, because Gen G looked really good on this map last
She
time.
played. He
I
rocked
am
Reina,
so
boys.
excited
About
for
to
this
see
Lotus.
it.
It's going to be a brand new
The
game for
queen in
these
the
two
making.
teams. They're going to go over to our casters. They're going to break it all down and talk about all the action.
Thank you very much. Here we are.
It's back.
It's back, the Reina, but a much different look for PaperX this time around. Still
They're
not
making
opting to
random
play this when it
comps
comes
work,
down to Ascent.
Yeah.
But now we go over to Lotus and they say, hey, you know what? Why not?
I'm curious how this is going to work, because I think one of the ways they were able to have decent success against Gen G's Lotus the first time around was with the double duelists of Jet and Raze. You can just power your way through that seaside setup. A lot of other teams have been having trouble with that. Now with the Reina, you basically have to send Monyet in on an island again if you want to go into that site. But of course, again, lots of flashes, lots of projectiles to distract when you're trying to go through the opponent's toxic screen.
Whoa, they're all dead. That
Okay,
poison
look at
was
the
crazy.
cross, but they do get
Wait,
the
that
reveal
was
there
well
on
read
Munchkin.
by
He and
Gen
Meteor
G.
together, going to be able to hold the line, finding 2 kills.
Oh, nag-whiff.
Forsaken trading
Gago.
1 back, and now Texture
Tigas
arriving
ang ulo ni
around
Forsaken
from
eh.
behind, but gets the dink, doesn't find the eliminations. Good damage is dealt. But Divine, with the heal available, can go ahead and just try to top them back up. So health will return up to 100. As for now, PaperX not really leaving the spawn.
Yeah, a little scared, especially with that deep push from Texture. And, if you're a fan of Texture, I think he can be forgiven for showing a human moment across 8 days. Still consider him a bit of a demigod at that point. PaperX just cutting noise, trying to just make sure that they're not exposing themselves, trying to stay huddled, getting ready for these trades. Of course, with that PaperX team capsule as well on that classic. See if we can find some more success with it here for Devi.
Gen G just looking to
Ban
stay
Lotus maybe for
widely
PaperX.
corralled together. We'll wait for that spike plant to come in.
That's a nice
Before getting
lineup.
ready to execute. It seems like PaperX finally sufficiently happy that they are in the clear.
It's not as much utility for the retake, though, whereas PaperX, they have everything to push out if they get an inkling of Gen G approaching close.
Well, they slow things down right before they would have gotten into audio distance.
2.
Things coming down.
Push it. Flash.
Trailblazer, in the presence
Flash.
of at least one known, but they anticipate that all 3 players are going to be right around this corner. Flash comes in to try to slow things up. Munchkin taking a ton of damage through the box. Now down to 4 HP. Fight holds close. Smoke blooms. Munchkin still able to find one now. Lockheed going to be taken out.
Hello!
Who's now going to be revealed. The push up into the smoke. Munchkin
How? They left the other
gets
guy.
himself to 4K. With 4 HP remaining, the fuse will come through.
Wait,
Going to be even closer to that pit. And Gen G will take this pistol round away.
What a monster! I thought PaperX had everything set up. They had the trip, they had the cam to make sure they spot so you don't have someone who's sneakily trying to go for the defuse. It was good. It was meant to keep Karon at bay, but Munchkin just able to push through the smoke at the right time, catch a sight of Forsaken at the last minute. and picks him off through the smokes, feeding off the energy of the crowd here at the S Factory in Seoul.
Oh, but look at this. Paper Rex.
Oh, it's here.
Saw him going for it yesterday
Okay.
with a lot of success, but now the Force Buy coming back in once more. Gen G, have they accounted for this? Well, they certainly know about it now.
Yeah, and they take down the Outlaw as well. That's one of the biggest difficulties. And what a great pick from Lakia.
Lakia just mowed him down on the entry. Spraying away, swaps over the weapon. Continuing to just pump bullets through that toxic screen. Mind Freak tagged up just a hair here. Answering back with some of that Bulldog fire, but so quickly shut down here is this Force Buy. It's Charon now saying, you know what? I like the Outlaw. I think I will use it.
I'll find a lot of value with it for sure. That's just a
There we go,
warning shot.
Trailblazer. Swing in, Mind Freak gone, Texture still nearby.
Yeah, the map
Spotting
pool
him,
is kind of
but
mid.
he
I actually don't like the
surrender any
map
weapons.
I want
Reload will
him
come
back.
through. Let's back off.
But I do like that icebox back.
Just
I
trying to
low-key miss
draw
Pearl.
him in as backup arise.
I hate Pearl, but that map was...
Texture a
I don't
little
know,
scared.
it's
He's a little trapped
comfortable.
with only 10 HP.
See the cam reaction there. Wasn't anticipating that one, but I mean,
shit.
Divide.
I fucking hate
It's
Sunset,
just really a
to be
question of how much damage can he deal, but just the one kill is all it's going to be as Gen G taking the first 2 rounds here on Lotus.
It's a good start, and I am curious. I mean, sure, going for a curveball on the Force Buy, it can work, but when you're going up against the likes of Viper, a Raze, a Killjoy, where you can just get so much chip damage done to you before you even reach the site, surely Paper Rex will reconsider that in the future against
Gen
other
G
teams, or
is
maybe even if they face Gen G
fighting.
once again. As this is a map that Gen G has felt very confident on throughout this entire kickoff.
Just going to be the Sheriff Buy coming in here from Paper Rex. Paranoia sent their way. Paint Shell's just driving them out and over towards Meteor, who's got the Outlaw in hand. Finds 2 kills, just a classic for the backup here. And not really anybody to try to bail him out. Munchkin now arriving, but they already managed to push forward and take him down. Weapon is grabbed. Munchkin finding him, looking for more. Forsaken swapping back over to the Sheriff. Going to be good. Just pick up yet another kill here. And is swiftly shut down by Lakia.
I know Paper Rex has been on weaker weapons the past 2 rounds, but Gen G's movement around the map have been very quick. The moment they get contact, they are able to shove Paper Rex out of the other side of the map and just tighten the chokehold onto Lotus. I mean, they are not approaching these sites at all in these 2 rounds, and if that's the comms that we're going to continue to see, Gen G should be able to go right back up to 2 points. And the Meteor calling for the Outlaw, really wants to continue using that. I mean, it's a good pickup for the Killjoy as well, right? I mean, we've seen some of the pros talk about it. The turret, the Nano Swarm, everything, even the Alarm Bot assisting for those one-shot kills.
Oh my god, it is running in.
Something trying to rush in. Does
Oh my god,
something
something is running it down. He's like, fuck it.
Back
I'm
in towards
holding
Drake.
W.
Mind Freak covering fire, comes up with 2 more, and suddenly it is just Meteor by himself.
It is nice to see the Dismiss be a work of art once again. It's creating such a distraction.
What?
Right up here against the smoke. Here's the run forward. Instant headshot for Meteor, but
Wait, that's crazy. What the
no.
shit?
Now pull back. Wait for the reload. Sheriff in hand. Spike now planted. Trailblazer at the ready here. By on the hunt, seeing what he can spot. So far, it's just the turret.
Wait, I'm smelling something, chat. Hold up.
Meteor managing to avoid getting detected here. He's going to push downstairs. The double swing could be brutal for him. Spots 1. Worked down at 12 HP. Somehow snaps over, finds him, looks for the shot. Barely misses. 4 bullets remaining in the Sheriff. Time dwindling. Meteor, can he do the impossible? The tap onto the spike, trying to see if he gets any aggression out of Devi whatsoever. But Devi, stalwart, stays still, gets the kill. But good lord, so much damage dealt here, and he will barely survive, knowing the limitations of that spike explosion.
Man, I was worried when he stood still for a second there, because Meteor's goal was clearly just take down all the weapons, because we will continue to stride ahead. I'm real scared when Meteor got the first shot, but this is why you use Arena. If you're able to get those first kills, create that aggro, and then the rest of your team can follow up once again at a cross angle. And Gen G, they'll have to keep note of that. You cannot hunt for something like the Reyna anymore.
Satchel out.
Still not in a fully comfortable spot. Plenty of half armor out here, but it's for their sake on Paper X. No Outlaw on the opposite side. So there are some very critical ultimates available for Gen G. Lakia get his way downstairs. Smoke about to dissipate. Pulls back around the corner. His texture being posted up on a very deep angle. Just knowing that this is everybody stacked up on the A side here for PRX.
A lot of damage onto Divide through the wall there as he tried to take that orb.
Spamming. Caron now sending out that paranoia. Massive connection, but something not caught by it. Managing to find the cover and kill. Now the neural theft infested. Meteor just hanging out backside. Slocky pulling off the angle right as they go swing again. Eye cleared out. Monyet coming up with one. Lakia pushing forward, but he's full blind. The classic from Monyet with that vulnerability as well. Going to allow to get the elimination and texture. But the operator can do nothing more but sit back, maybe try to find an exit frag, but needs to hold on to this op.
You know, I was just thinking about it as Divide was trying to go for that ult orb as well. With the Reyna now, you've got 3 agents on the side of Paper X who don't really rely on their ultimates too much. You're not really looking at those ultimates to turn an entire round, on its head. Sure, neural theft does help a lot if you're able to get the first kill. But outside of that, and yes, the Reyna with the Empress can go for some insane clutches, a lot of aggro, but again, not things you're building set plays around. And it's curious that they're using that on a map like Lotus where you can try to greed for those ult orbs on the attack. Maybe just trying to say that we want to go up slowly up to the site, just like they did on A, ignore that C site that has been difficult to break through against Gen G's setup, and continue to play around that revolving door with things like the Leer.
Paper X right back on the saddle here. Going to catch up as they've dealt a significant amount of damage here to the economy on the side of Gen G. Operator obviously still held over from texture, but the rest of the buy likely going to be some sheriffs, maybe. A force up on something like a Marshall. I'll just wait and see what they have, but very nicely taken. And okay, looks like a hero rifle in the hands of Meteor.
Yeah, do you want to support that operator at least one way or another? Make sure you don't go into rounds back to back to back where you're just trying to save it.
Needs all the support he can get, because right now, once again, Paper X looking to just send it over towards A.
Yeah, the showstopper this time, it can be even quicker. Going in through tree.
Nightfall at the ready. Lakia, ooh. Tap here, to the Torment. What a great headshot. Finds one, but Mind Freak answering back in kind. Helps take down texture before that op find any value. Now some 3 players left, and Munchkin caught, trying to work his way down rope. Creep in, spotted. Meteor actually tucking below the spray there of something. Avoids it, but eventually is sussed out. Ends up falling, and now it's down to Caron to see if he can deal any additional damage here. And he can. Finds the headshot. Now in a 1v2. Bye. Gonna stop him before he can start heating up. Paper X tie us up 3-3.
Caron once again proving though that he's not a guy that you can underestimate. I mean, that was really anybody's shot there if they kept coming out one by one by one. So keep your eye on that new recruit. We've had so many successful new recruits here at VCT Pacific as we watch them grow even just within the past week of kickoff. But obviously Caron, one of the brightest shining stars as he has already reached the finals, going for that Royal Road here. Now the Odin. And we're piecing together the true Paper Rex one piece at a time. We've got the Reyna, we've got the Odin.
Now they're very well aware of this.
Cage triggered.
Want to try to back away. Take some safer positions outside of the A site. Munchkin setting down that bite. Lear going to be cleared out. Just delaying the Trailblazer for a bit. Dive in should clear that close left side.
With the Nanoswarm still here, that's been the real bane of it. The Poison Cloud into the Nanoswarm, and just one Snakebite still on hold. That's good enough. No one's biting that Shadow Step. There's still 2 members in the side of C, and Paper X is not exactly aware of that.
I mean, it's effectively 3 players here. You still have Lakia lingering around Waterfall. Tap onto the door. We'll make him rotate maybe back over towards this B site, but for now it is going to be Caron who's looking to intercept all of this aggression that's coming through. To the blast packs forward. Monyet gets himself around a back rubble. Shots exchanged. Caron getting the worst of it. Now down so very low on HP. 2 health remaining for him as Mind Freak TP's in a drop.
Mind Freak's been hit.
Prowler not scouting him though. So as he swings out, he finds one. Caron somehow coming away with a headshot. Does manage to shut him down. Now the shift. Paper Rex working their way over towards C. The Nanoswarm's the alarm bot still available. Caron as well. Also going to be TPing over.
He just wants to buy time. It doesn't matter if he's low on health. The Nanoswarm should be enough to help him peek out just one more time.
12 seconds remaining. Spike still being brought forward into the site. Handed off now to Monyet. Swing onto the corner, in towards Waterfall. Something finding one, but Texture quick to reply, but there's the Odin spray. Texture will go down. Now it's all on Munchkin. Clears out the camp, but displacing this Odin is going to prove to be a pain in the rear for him. The jump up, Monyet in a high ground position. And a little bit of damage there. I mean, Forsaken knocked down to 6 HP. This is still such a rough task for Munchkin.
Such a strain. Yeah, you have to save. I mean, maybe looking for that early kill, knowing that you might have gotten the tags. Maybe see if you can take down the op, bring it back. But outside of that, it's Paper Rex finally gaining some momentum.
Gonna be taking the lead here. For the first time on Lotus. Gen.G just continuously getting knocked down time and time again when it comes to this economy.
But that's sometimes where they thrive. So I don't know if you can really count them out just yet. But the calls have been good for Paper X. Yes, they were cutting it close. I won't say that rotation was necessarily very well calculated. But of course, you know, the push onto the site, drawing them all the way over because of the From the Shadows. Him getting that kill onto Lakia really sells it all the way to the end. Forces Gen.G to have to commit. Charon saves it, because if he doesn't get the kill there, surely it just ends on the A site right away. But outside of that, it's Paper X just saying immediately, okay, we still don't know exactly how many more have arrived just yet. We don't have anyone in the site to help with the pinch. That's the call to rotate over. And of course, you can see Coach Alex also not entirely happy, as it has been a close map here on Gen.G's pick.
Doing a lot of talking. Solo here doing some listening, allowing for the secondary coaches as well to get involved.
Yeah, and I want to give a good shout to HSK as well. We all know Solo from his New Turn days, but HSK also kind of from that era and squad alongside Solo and Termi from the old days. And now, after finishing his military service, a lot of the Korean pros were wondering if he will enter Valorant, if he'll enter as a pro, if he'll come back as a coach. He had a very brief stint as a player, and then a disastrous first year as a coach last year on the squad of DFM and VCT Pacific. And just building doubt amongst the entire global community. And he comes in and builds this squad, taking down DRX, taking the title of Korean Kings, and now looking to take it over for Pacific.
Turn out.
Here.
So the takeover can start here on the round, where Paper X are going to be able to stretch the lead. Spike still not looking great. Spray through, Texture hanging far enough back to not get clipped by anything. As Meteor with that Marshall for shot, going to go wide. Swing out from Munchkin as well. Not finding purchase. 2 kills picked up here for Divide. Now the Trailblazer into the site. Try to scout. Charon around the corner is going to be noted over at Waterfall. Something wants to push the issue. Full flash into his face. Shorty claims the kill. Nice and easy setup as Paper X way out in front here on the round.
Yeah, turning that corner with the Shorty, knowing that it's going to be shorter guns here for Gen.G. That's just some heads up. Classic something maneuver. And this is a good round to abuse that C site, knowing that they're going to have weaker weapons, weaker utility. Plant that seed of doubt that the C site can always be struck.
Hello.
Whoa. Oh, that's a nice track.
Nice one indeed. Lakia still in a really rough spot. Will not be able to hold on to the Vandal, not be able to do any additional damage. 4 players strong here. And plenty of cash is something is working out those legs. The squats are coming in.
Yeah, a little bit of a rumble from the crowd. Of course, you know, the Korean fans, no strangers to it, thanks to particular members on DRX. Won't name any names, but nice to get a little bit of that rivalry going. You can see just how tough it's been for both of these squads. I mean, Paper X usually all just laughing and enjoying the game regardless of the scoreline, and right now they don't want to lose that title. They also, obviously, both teams looking to get the higher seed at Madrid as well.
Higher seed, but also championship points on the line. As they try to go Odin v Odin, and it will be Forsaken getting the worse end of it, but still relatively healthy. And Devi, of course, with the heals, could just hop back up to 100. Tap on the orb, something checked close. Poison orb obfuscating as much as possible, as the Lear now going to be sent in.
They heard the Prowler in B as well.
I'm getting the reveal, but Meteor not spotted. Quick little jump peek, checks down below, Nightfall crashing across, Trailblazer coming in from behind though, Meteor noted, taken down, Monyet trying to get through to falling, and now the pit going to be invested. Texture at the same time finding Mindfreak, but Munchkin gone. The pit instantly dropping as Devi brings it down. Off shot from something, whipping a pit. He re-peeks, and Karen has to swing back. Showstopper in the ready. Is he ready for him to be close? Yes, he is. Texture taking him down, but now dead as the paint shells come flying through. Devi forced back. Him versus Charon. Both players having been so clutch for their teams in the past, and Charon will be able to get the kill. Had the HP advantage, gets it. Gen G will stop this round win streak that we saw from Paper Rex. Was 5 consecutively. They keep it close.
You know, I just thought maybe Paper Rex would try to sell this as much as possible, draw out that Nightfall, and rotate back over to B. They still had time, they still had Mindfreak on B, because again, this C site has just been a wall against their opponents for Gen G, and they are pushing them into that C site. They're doing everything they can to force him out there.
Jump forward. Texture likely noted. Yep, has been spotted. Has to try to blast back his way out to safety. Does manage to do so. Avoiding all this forward aggression that we're seeing as the push it comes in and something.
How does he do it?
Continues to plus 4 towards these operators and find the kills. Lockyer flushed out, Forsaken with the elimination. Managing to find it. Neural Theft hitting the spot. The instant headshot into the sprayed out Mindfreak eliminates Meteor. And just like that, Paper X say, okay, you want to stop our win streak, we're just going to hound you down.
It's just unfair that Paper X has this hidden card that they can use against operators, and it's simply called something. He just swings out, takes down the scope every single time.
Push forward, Judge able to find one. Monyet needs to be the one to wide swing in to try to save them here. Dink is going to be found, but 20 HP in. Charon off in Narnia. I think much else is going to be found here for Gen G. Paper Rex is going to be keeping them at an arm's length distance.
Oh, they want this kill. I mean, he's not that close to his ultimate. Credits are running very dry. I mean, absolutely dry for Charon. So Paper Rex just trying to snowball whatever they can. That's the confidence they have. Now reaching that 6 on the scoreboard, they would like nothing more than to extend it at least to that 7. Feel a bit more comfortable going into the second pistol.
Laser guided.
Yeah. Not much more to break down on that one.
Here. Oh. Something on the arena. Delivering once more.
There.
Another weak buy for Gen G, and that's when Paper X look to C-Site once again. I mean, they always start to try to shake things up. The problem is there's just so much utility to try to get through before you sell the fake. But now they know it's a weak buy. You don't need to sell it. You can just commit to it.
Haven't spotted that Nanostorm quite yet. We're fishing for it. It looks like something, he says, I'll just heal it back up.
Yeah.
Just get a kill, and then I'll just, go ahead and use the Devour.
That sounds like a good counter to the Nanostorm.
Space on the side, not get spotted. There's the dismiss. Takes himself out to safety. Meteor finding 1, finding 2. Charon getting involved, gets another. Now suddenly it's just Mindfreak and Forsaken. Mindfreak still rotating over. The cam goes in, tries to get the dart out. I believe he actually whipped. Comes up onto the box, finding this one elimination. Mindfreak now put into a 1v1. Meteor swinging out, down so low. 7 HP from him. Just kind of toying around with Mindfreak, who's now going to drop down off the box.
Meteor solo. Mindfreak has to know this.
I mean, he knows exactly where he is. It only took 1 bullet. The fadeaway shot finally will find him. The damn close, but Gen G just not as reliably able to find the Thrifties here today. Paper X counteracting them nicely.
I was going to just be blown out of my mind if they got that Thrifty once again, because this was again, very targeted execute onto the C site. And it's just a classic blood, even with the Nanostorm, like you said, just fully confident that they can overpower him. But it wasn't as easy as Paper X thought it would be.
Certainly not, but just given the bank, I mean, they've been fine, for this half.
Showstopper, I would love to see some other way to break this setup on C-Site. No one's done it successfully so far in Pacific.
And Meteor in a far forward spot. Poison Orb does give it an opportunity to maybe rotate up on top of the side itself, back away, and get into a position where that lockdown could find value.
That's already both Guiding Lights gone, by the way, for Paper X.
Just popping them off the rip. Now going to be relying on those Leers. Showstopper does come in. That's going to be Lockett dead, but he managed to get Mindfreak. That last shot going off right before he gets taken down. Could be everything for them.
You just got to hope that the Empress comes in big for something.
Lockdown still held. The creep up. Clear out. Something swings the corner, but no, not going to come to play. Monyet now. Everything to do, and as he tries to get himself up onto the site, Munchkin nails the headshot. Last round of the half going the way of Gen.G, 7-5. Scoreline separating the teams.
And this is where the trouble is going to begin for Paper Rex, because sure, when you're on the attack, you can throw all those blinds alongside the guiding light, the leers, the paint shells, everything to distract him. But on defense, yeah, you can do it, but if they don't meet you where you throw that utility initially, that retake is looking nigh impossible. And it's a great idea against, the enemy Viper, try to break through that toxic screen even with the decay, just kind of eat that disadvantage and go through it. But again, Gen.G, after a couple rounds, surely, if that's the style that Paper Rex brings, they read into it, and they hold back, and Paper Rex just won't have much to work with on the retakes.
20 more seconds to gather their thoughts as we get ready to swap sides and see how Gen.G is going to be faring on this attack now. Paper Rex making this look a bit more like an international Lotus rather than a Pacific one.
That's true. Keeping it on the side that it should be. Pacific's always had these weird tendencies across a lot of the maps, quite frankly.
We'll see, though, if they can maintain the dominance here on that defending side. And how they're going to be piloting this Reyna.
A big part of it, you have to imagine, is you push them out on one side, funnel him into Forsaken setups, as he's always been so good with the Cypher, especially once he gets the Odin. So Gen.G, if they can shut that down early, they should have a lot more breathing room.
There.
So far, the biggest achievement really here for Paper Rex has been just denying Texture from finding value.
Caution here.
Aaron as well, both of them down there at the bottom of the scoreboard for the side of Gen.G. We'll see if that changes now that they go to the attack, but with Texture not finding nearly as much value, Paper Rex got to be feeling pretty cozy.
Turrets destroyed.
Okay, turret noting one. Meteor trying to break line of sight, makes it around the corner just in time. Now re-swings.
Yeah, should have caught sight of multiple as well.
He's going to continue to hold decently close here. Sheriff shot's not connecting yet as there's the jump forward, but Munchkin with covering fire, hoping to find the elimination. With Paranoia, Munchkin coming up huge. Texture in the meantime, taking out Forsaken to take on the Divide. Full rotate around from the back, might not be finding value here for PRX. Nade goes forward, Texture finds the enemy Sky. It's going to be a flawless pistol round for Gen.G.
Well, the Gen.G marketing team smiling on that one as the Gen.G Classic comes out on top over Paper Rex's. But it's a good call from Gen.G. They realize that Paper Rex is just not stopping at anything, and they just say, hold, stop, turn around, just one person watch out for the peek out from whoever is anchoring on A. We will meet them right here on Rubble. A very different look of the Rubble fight, but a Rubble fight nonetheless. And good shots from Munchkin. He's feeling that confidence once again. Back on top of the scoreboard as the IGL for Gen.G.
No force buy this time around. Paper X is going to see if they can try to get a Thrifty done naturally. Just that Sheriff here in the hands of Divide. Once again, everybody overall on that C site.
You can just tell exactly the positions they're holding on the minimap as well, just stacked on top of each other at close range. Yeah, at least get that ult orb. I like the timing of it. But that's all they'll get, quite frankly. Haven't been as successful as Gen.G on these Thrifties, so not going to hold my breath too much on this one.
You say that, I'm thinking about yesterday on Ascent. Crazy one that they were able to close out, basically just classics. Forsaken will be able to find one kill, but Locky with the Guardian, putting it to good use, finding now 3, looking for the 4th. Find 3, will take him down. Any more than that would have been a big cause for concern for Gen.G, but they'll hold on to the most expensive weapons, upgrade it to some Sheriffs as well, and tie things up at 7-7.
Yeah, considering the circumstances, Paper X, you did what you could. Got a couple extra ult points. That's all you were going to get, especially coming out of that choke point over by Baby Door. But now the real question is that Odin is going to take a little bit. Wow.
Okay, Lakia.
There's something about Lakia. He just hides his power until Texture needs a break. And then he just rises to the top. Has some impressive multi-kills on a lot of these maps. Some good acrobatics as well.
And going forward, Entering C's coming out, it's Mind Freak. They're swinging out the door. Not yet, however, going to be able to find an opening kill. Texture going to be taken down, locking as well. Found Heron on that swing, able to get a connection. No HP bar on something, he'll back away. Fly doesn't have the healing. With no charges either, something's stuck at 20.
Bot coming back. Recalling my bot.
Not quite the situation PaperX would like, where they're trying to absolutely win the round, turn things around. They don't really feel like they have a numbers advantage, so they'll stick 2 people together still. Forsaken
So
just
close.
watching B and C.
So close to tracking him through that smoke.
Last player standing.
Defy will be able to find him. Now it's all on Meteor.
Placing alarm
1v3.
bot.
Alarm bot going to be set up. Spike is in hand. He wants a challenge for a kill first.
Exactly. He wants to dwindle the numbers down, and he knows, he should know something is low.
Well, push out. Okay, Device swinging in. Dead. Lear now going to be cleared out. Something. Again, just chipped away at. Now looking for the double push. Can't even get the one somehow. Something dodging out those bullets. Keeps himself alive. Helps the saves around here for PaperX.
Something swings, you know, his swings have been just so good, whether it's against the Scos, whether it's against the rivals. 20 HP, and to be able to get that last kill. They're even running forward as the person who's supposed to be. Had a great dismiss amidst that chaos and rubble to keep the aggro going. And again, that's why you pick the Reyna. Now, we've seen it try time and time again, of course. As always, it gets shut down once you can't get that first kill. But in a team like PaperX, it'll work.
Look at Devi though. Glass cannon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no armor. Just the cash right now. The situation not looking good for them. They want to be able to have those full rifle in his hand, I suppose, instead of going for something like a bulldog. Texture wanting to grab that orb, but the camera is enough to dissuade.
Going for that no armor, just trying to get some extra damage, and I think they're really trying to feed something these kills, make sure that they can go for the trades. But that means they're banking a lot on this round to try to win out the map.
Here.
Rotation's back over towards the safe site, already begun. Meteor pushed up just outside of B, alongside this trap wire. Clears it now, so Monyet made aware. Just gonna go back and away. Mind Freak trying to swing out, but Karon finding the headshot. Shoots down the enemy Omen. Paranoia now. Not gonna be in this retake attempt. Forsaken goes sliding down, gets himself situated over a drop. Pushing forward ahead of his own trap wire, up against the side of cage, and as it drops, he tries to get that transfer. Nearly had it. Karon will answer it back. Him in the lead. Paranoia now going to be sent out, connecting on a Monyet as he pulls away. Something starts swinging in behind, open baby door, which now is going to be broken.
Still inside.
Lear. The Lear down. Munchkin still. Sights turned over towards where the spike is at, but it doesn't even matter. Karon finds one, Texture gets the other two. And Gen G tie it up at 8-8.
Gen G, I don't know if they calmed it ahead, if it's just built in to their protocols, whatever it might be. They did not all turn to shoot down the Lear. They knew exactly what each other's jobs were, and this is where this team starts to get scary. All of them have the ability to shoot back, pick up those kills on those trades. So as long as you're not all distracted by the same thing, you are usually going to win out on these fights. Very good post-plant setup from Gen G, and that'll draw the timeout, especially with that buy. PaperX doubling down on that 16th round. Now they'll have to take a bit of a breather.
For the life of me, I mean, Munchkin just riding the line, standing right outside that door, trusting in Karon to be able to get the kill.
Yeah.
Ends up working out. 8-8. So, timeout called here from PaperX. One apiece burned so far in the map. See more can be utilized. Alex wanting to just make sure that they're not letting this slip away from them. Gen G trying to get the win here, take this all the way up to that match point.
Wonder if Gen G is going to suspect a different default setup here and maybe try to go for something like a B push, because I would have imagined that one of the things PaperX can try, of course, I guess this one's going to be an eco, but outside of it, will be to try to really push out from one side, hold their defender spawn entry points with 2 people, and then go for the retake with something like the spy cam. We'll see if it comes to fruition in the next buy round, but for this one, just the singular Outlaw. And it, of course, Outlaw on the other side to really abuse the econ situation as well.
Tucked behind the box, Haunt not going to get the reveal there on a Forsaken. And oh, shots go flying. Texture low, swaps over the Classic, easy to confirm the kill. Munchkin, however, finding one. Karon situated forward.
Player standing.
Trying to hold the line, but I mean, it's another blink and you miss it around. As Gen G very swiftly dealing with what limited firepower Paper Rex had.
You know, Munchkin's been hitting amazing shots throughout this tournament, but if you look carefully, a lot of it is, again, that experience shining through, just knowing how these trades are set up, how the crossfires are set up, going for those pre-fires. That's how he's so snappy. A lot of times he's correct. That's how he gets these 17 kills so far in the 17 rounds, leading by example.
Careful.
Now the operator in hand for something, and the Odin. I mean, they desperately needed this. We'll see if it works.
No
Yet
way,
again,
nawala lang
rushing
ng
forward, trying to
sandali,
get a
nanalo
catch.
na yung...
Let's get pinged by the Haunt.
Nanalo na yung ano, Gen G.
Ultimately, there's no one there.
Are you freaking
Fine.
kidding me?
Everybody from Gen
Umalis ako
G.
sandali.
Hand out
Bring them down.
on this left side of the map. This Prowler goes
Pantek pa sinabi ba?
forward.
Dula sa
Gonna be
banyo,
spotted.
puta.
Texture's
Buhay
gonna
pa
be
naman tayo
leading
mga
in.
kaibigan. Buhay
Still
pa,
set
buhay
up
pa.
here from Forsaken.
Oh, they
Now
find
gonna be
it.
spotted. Clear out on the dart, and wisely does back down. It's not a default plan. It's just off to the side, and now the pin is going to be invested as well from Gen G.
Lumabas ako bumili ng Red Bull, guys.
Seekers are on the way. Something
Inantok
gets
na
a
ako
nice
eh. I just
opening
wanna
kill
buy some
through the
Red
door,
Bull.
though.
Face your
Here
Wait,
gone.
Gen G's
Arrow
actually
trying to hold things
doing
close.
good. What the
Goes
freak?
bouncing forward with that dismiss. Now Device swinging back out. The
Labanan
find
talaga.
Showstopper in. Texture finding one, but Monyet with a nice headshot equalizes. Gives this advantage over to PRX.
Oh, nice.
Munchkin take it out. Pit now going to drop lock. You spammed down. Will be eliminated in
Laking
Paper
bago to,
Rex
yung 3 coming
very
to point.
nicely. Will tie us up once more at 99. Just trying to stay inseparable.
I cannot imagine having to play against Paper X in any capacity. Not that that's ever going to happen in my career, but the chaos that they bring, just the way they use the Odin, and you see this with a lot of teams that use the Odin often, is that more often than not, it's not even suppression fire to keep them kind of zoned in. It's just this distraction in the audio, really muffling everything up, just trying to make sure they don't know where to look, that they can't find the other tracers, and you just don't know where else you can move. You keep them pinned in, frozen like deer in the
Wait lang yun,
headlights.
guys. May natin kumapot
That's
niya.
the retake for Paper Rex.
Lawrence, nakauwi ka na, Pogi. Valorant tayo.
Blast back to come forward. Monyet and Texture both racing over towards Rubble.
Oh my God,
Texture
Texture, what
doubling
the
up. Finds
shit?
himself another elimination,
Laban na
but
laban tong
somehow
Gen G,
Device doesn't
nakakainis.
get that kill.
If Gen G
Texture.
can go toe-to-toe with PRX, that means you
Just
can go toe-to-toe with
readjusts,
PRX,
finds the
man.
elimination.
Oh.
I cannot believe my eyes.
Ang dumi ni Texture,
Something now
gago
with
ka.
everything to do, but Texture is so hungry.
What is he
for
doing?
it.
He's like a
Hoping he'll get
baby.
himself an ace, Munchkin.
Texture
He
is
will
a big
take that
baby.
kill
Look at him, what the
away.
freak. Look at the
Good
reaction
God,
on him.
it feels like Texture just bailed Gen G out of
Yeah,
start of a
sa akin,
round they
wala,
had
nagpasa
no
ko yun
right
sa
to
sandali.
win.
And that's the composition coming to play once again against Paper Rex.
No Texture
And if
reaction
you're
on
gonna
him.
have the Reyna, ideally you want something like the Lear that can really help you
Got him,
push
got him,
up
got him.
against that toxic screen. But without that,
Nag-power up siya, what the freak?
oh no, not again. That's deja vu. Just give this man his ace, man.
Happened yesterday on Vine. It happens here today.
Galit
Again,
na naman
I
si
mean,
Boss Alex.
Texture
Galit na
is
naman si
just,
Boss.
he just is a content mill.
Galit na naman si Boss
Just give
Lord.
reactions.
Ginagalit na si Boss
Oh,
Lord.
It's Solo with a
Smiling.
very rare smile.
Ba't
He's
yung
very
ginagalit si
happy.
Boss
It's
Lord?
got to be something that he's hearing in the comms, right? Reactions like that, knowing that your players are kind of feeling good, able to joke with each other, despite it being a very tight game, and knowing that your players had the right read in that last round to bounce back. I mean, Solo looked so nervous coming into kickoff, and I can't imagine, with the pedigree that you have as a player, people globally looking at you as a legend for Asian FPS, and then, I mean, quite frankly, tanking your stocks quite a bit as a coach when you first started over on D+. Now saying, I'll take one more
Nagbust eh.
shot, be
Bro
the
busted
figurehead
the
here,
fat
be the
nut.
grand leader for Gen G alongside HSK, and really guide these players who are just looking for one more chance to prove themselves, and he's seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
I could not make.
Now, another
You
absolutely broken by a
sway
judge for
that
something, buying down to 850. Sure, it's the Reyna. You can always kind of try to rely on that half armor, but the Outlaw is in the hands of Meteor. Don't know if something's going to account for that.
Showstopper at the ready from Monyet. Feel that they can get this into a winnable position. We very well could see that pulled out. Try to turn the tides. For now, Gen G taking things very cautiously. Spamming boxes, checking corners.
And it's just going to be a stack. No early rubble fight. Paper
Grabe
X just
kasi,
saying,
Jen, parang loud
this is the best shot we got.
I know,
Gotta
grabe
take your
magkambak.
chances when you're on these broken buys, these ecos.
Gen, so we have like
One on the
super
door.
teams
Something
right
on the
now.
opposite side of the
Gen,
box. Not going to be
we
spotted.
have
As Meteor, he's
VCT,
pushing into this one, but he's got the
we have
outlaw.
PRX.
Something says
I don't know,
hello.
man. At some point, I actually
No,
got
you can
something
open
to
Snatches
do.
up the weapon. He's going to look for it. Gets the shot.
Right.
In the
At least
Munchkin
it's not
putting him
the
down
spear
10
that's
HP.
dominating
Munchkin
the
again with a nice
scene,
headshot.
Now we have like
He's traded this
random
one
teams
back,
that
but
can
the
keep
door
up with PRX, like
once
Gen,
again,
like Genji.
PRX
And I feel like they could also keep up with
rotation.
PRX. Right? No problem.
How far forward do they want to try to push here? Looks like Forsaken wanting to maybe get posted
Not
up
Genji.
top of A,
They're playing
over at
so well.
rope to try to put this
There's
outlaw
no
to use.
Seconds left.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
the
don't
good
spot
shot
anyone B main either, so he's gonna have a shot, but he's a little shaky with it.
Just on the opposite sides of Munchkin's legs, cannot find the connection
Why
there.
have a feeling like PRX
Munchkin
gonna lose
somehow
this game?
still in this fight. Paranoia in cross back sight. Mind Freak getting clipped by that for now.
Sabog.
HL's sent his way. Showstopper up close and personal. Monyet putting it at the feet of
Fuck.
Lockyer, taking
Down.
them down. But yet time is ticking. Mind Freak swinging around, but now caught off guard. Distinction comes in from the side.
Grabe
Mike gets
talaga.
planted. Jump shot there from Divide. Good for
Basta.
one. Caron quickly shuts it down. 11-9. Gen G. 2 rounds away from moving up 2-1 in this series.
It's a Hail Mary from Paper
Lapa.
Rex, but one that was worthy just because of the timer. And Mind Freak had gotten just one kill up into that tree a bit earlier and really shut that down. But Texture's just so fast with the reaction, peeking back out right at the 5-second mark. So Munchkin had a little bit more to share just to make sure they can close out this map. And they're ready for it. Showstopper online for Texture.
Cutting their vision.
Smoke down. Aggressive push out of B. Just to clear the turret for now. You're back away, avoiding that aggression as Munchkin, the lone operative now. Quite a bit of space over at A. Seems like wants to see what the rest of the team can report as far as the setup here on B. The smoke as well going to be coming out of Mind Freak. Both of those now on cooldown.
You just have the double tripwires
Raymond
right
here
up
calls
close to the
PRX.
entrance.
Should I leave?
Here for Forsaken. It's a bit of a gamble, especially with the Raze
Oh.
who has a
Damn,
showstopper.
PRX is fighting.
I spotted him.
I feel like Bind will be PRX.
No
map.
movement here from the PRX camp.
Forsaken's
Not
going back on
believing
the
that this is going to be a stack.
Careful here.
Oh man, it was a double for the jump. I thought it was one above, one below, but you really want to take down the showstopper. Forsaken has the read that that's going to be the execute. You know the ult's online.
Munchkin
Huli,
dead.
putang ina.
Something finding him. He tries to
Wait,
get
the
across the
trapwire
rest
is
of the team.
actually
And there it
wild.
is. The
That is
trapwire
such a
coming
crazy
through. Has the
trapwire.
reveal, but the Haunt also finding Forsaken. He tries to backpedal. Get himself out to safety. Rocket. He goes too deep. Kill not going to be
30
found.
seconds left.
What the fuck's going on?
Meteor,
What's
dueling
going
with something.
on?
Yeah, finding one, trying to push back
It's
up.
such a
Some space here
chaotic
on the
match.
side. Lockyer able to shut it down.
Karen's just holding.
Forsaken creeping back up.
Lockyer
the wall,
even
but angle watch.
flagging.
Karen finding it. Lockyer
Something.
trying to go for the plant, but just baits
Still
the mind
here.
forward. Finds the kill. Now, all on something. The heel rolling. They interrupt the
10
plant
seconds
again,
left.
passing it now over to Karen. Lockyer
Jesus.
hold the corner, swings back around, puts him low, puts him down to 21. Spike planted. No leers, no dismisses, no nothing. As the Haunt goes out, something now revealing himself. Another smoke
Grabe.
invested. He's looking for the
Grabe,
cross. He's
lakas.
trying to get the headshot, but he cannot. Karen
Diff.
stands tall.
Wait,
12-9.
PRX?
Gen G now at map
In
point.
trouble against
Lockyer
Genji.
with the mind games, running across the screen one
consistency.
last time before peeking to make sure that something doesn't have the opportunity to disrupt the plant. And yeah, it's back-to-back rounds where it got dicey with the timer. But Gen G keep their calm. I mean, Paper X had some decent setups here. It's unfortunate that Forsaken not able to get that initial kill.
Damn.
Blow something up.
Bold call to shift that spike over as well. So few seconds left. Want to make sure that they can try to get it planted down, but now Paper X looking to fight fire with fire. Somebody finding one. Mind Freak getting Texture. As, I mean, it's just a quintessential
was
Paper
a
X round.
Full-on world war right there. Holy
We now
shit.
find ourselves in a 1v2.
Yeah, you still have all your setups for Cypher on the other site, so just stay doubled up.
I
That's
wonder
the
who's
game plan for
dominating the
Paper
Korean
X.
scene, though. I mean, the Chinese
Surely they'll
scene,
just
though.
hold that rubble.
For
Not
Valorant.
sure if they'd be curious enough to push all the way through this toxic screen.
Munchkin wanting to go to B.
Yeah,
Trapwire is there.
Toxin screen down.
Destroys it. Just going to be a plant here into the open. Does he get the read that this is going to be approached from main? No bites to speak of. Just way in the top B.
What the fuck? Really?
Flush against the wall.
He's going to want to pop that poison cloud. Yeah, try to act like he might be hiding in the smoke as well. Some extra distractions. We'll see if it works.
Smoke comes down. Here's one. Poison now coming down, and they're just holding for this one. The spray. It gets him off the defuse for a moment. As Mind Freak swings back out of the smoke, he's able to collect the kill. Paper X hanging on by a thread. Is that his side? Who wants to defuse it?
Genji,
If
dude.
there's any weapons, they need to try to recover.
Freaking Genji.
PRX, they keep themselves in this game. 2 rounds to try to take us into
Genji's
overtime.
so strong. So
You just
annoying.
know it's a good match so far when we have back-to-back of these rounds where the double left just have really good teamwork. You see Forsaken sticking it and then goes for the spray first, gives the chance for Mind Freak to pop out as Munchkin is distracted trying to fire back against the Tracers. Small things like that really make the difference between a clutch and just a standard 2v1 victory. Now the Odin for Lakia really trying to bully their way and punish Paper Rex for pushing out aggressively.
Seekers at the ready here from Devi as well. Once again, I mean, they're looking to take the fight again over at A, but Genji saying, we didn't like how that went for us. No, we're not going to try to challenge into it again.
But that's all of Rubble cleared, A main cleared.
Sobrang lakas
I mean, you
ng
could just
Madrid
leave one
eh.
person holding here and you have the entire map figured out.
That's my fellow supporter. That's right, guys.
now,
My anger should be
Considering
yours.
the trap wire
Galit
still
na
set
galit na ako
up.
sa managit.
Double pushing towards B now. Paper X expecting that this is just going to be a pile into the site.
Oh, this is good from Genji, though. Before the 1 minute mark, they're going to reclaim some control. They heard the footsteps, it sounds like. Munchkin making that call immediately. Now they know
Prowler
this
to
is
check.
holding.
No way,
Push
GG.
out, turn for the flash. Meteor. Himself safe for now. Now
Oh,
Monyet going to be
close.
taken down. Tuck into the corner. Meteor trying to survive, but cannot. Ends up falling. That's that potential lockdown now taken away from them. But if Genji gets to the site, they still do have that pit that Munchkin can invest.
PRX
And
mali
Devi
ng
going to be
game
looking to
eh.
use those Seekers, but you're going to have to give up the site for now, so it has to be used
Can
to
they go through the
try
pit
to
though? That's
attack
gonna be hard
through
as
the
hell.
pit.
Everest, 25% remaining.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
the
got it.
spam
Oh
starts
wow,
coming through,
wow,
trying to prevent the
whoa.
grab on the door, but something fun to kill.
Okay.
The one tap through the smoke.
Oh my
finds
god,
Karen,
what was that?
and now spots him out.
How
What is
did he do
that
that?
retake?
Oh my god! I thought only Forsaken was close enough to follow up against the Seekers through the pit. But as soon as they go through the site, as soon as they figure out everyone's next to the door, they take the gamble, open and hold the doubles right around the revolving door, and something just with the one taps, the dismiss end to the site to get them vision.
I mean,
how does
good God!
What?
And then just scouts, and there's just nothing more to be done. Timeout now called, and we'll see. It is going to be from the Genji camp. This one was
Wow.
very much up in the air as far as who could be. Oh, never mind. Paper X.
Back
Well,
talaga.
second one. I didn't write it down.
OT na
My
yan.
bad.
What do you mean OT
I
player?
mean,
Ended.
Oh.
I
Beat
thought they still had
Genji,
one.
bro.
You know, Paper X, yeah, I think they used it a little bit early on in the second half.
Coach
but,
Alex, magmamald
I mean,
na
it's
naman
been
si
tough
Coach
on both
Alex.
sides.
Coach Alex,
The,
end it.
the
Coach
real
Alex,
crazy part
end it.
here is I think that
Send
had
them
to have
home,
been off
coach.
the Seekers. Just kind of keeping track of that. Whatever it was, a one tap is just
Yeah, I know the
filthy.
PRX jersey is fire. I
something.
mean, look at
It's
this.
what's gonna
This is their
maybe
last
give
year
them this
jersey,
chance
but
for the
still fire.
overtime. Now, lockdown still available inside of Gen G. They didn't have that ready to go as Meteor was taken out on the flank, and that's something that Paper X will look to do again, cutting off the lurk nice and early. So I wonder if Gen G, do they just go for a rush this time around? You have the Nightfall as well, just push through, then put up the lockdown on the post plant. It's an option. It looks like it will be it.
Immense amount of options here for Gen G. And one that, you know, if you dump these many key ultimates into a round and end up going into overtime, could be a little bit tilty.
I'll find you.
On top
No
for now,
way,
up over the
Forsaken
top and
back
check
with the
towards Mount.
Odin.
Nothing going to be spotted. Forsaken again, just
Nazi part-time
side
PS
solo with that
ambassador
Odin
slash
stand.
PRX ambassador.
Checking the B box, lockdown now going to be invested. Looking to shove them back, but I mean,
Oh,
you see
fuck.
something.
Oh, it's
Mind
GG's
Freak,
for
they're actually
PRX.
itching
No
their way
way,
forward.
man.
Paranoia going to be sent in.
Wait, what's
Munchkin
going
not
on?
going to be caught by it.
What's
Ends up
going
finding the kill.
on? There's so much shit
Shot
going
out,
on. It's
getting ready to
over.
roll through. One more second
It's
remaining. They managed to
45,
back
nothing's
out. No
dead.
one's going to be detained here.
Nag-drift.
Smoothly, can they try to retake? Boombot not getting cleared. It's drifting, in fact. Over towards Texture. Finally manages to clear it out. Just trying to hold the door. Versus Monyet. Flush up against the wall. Devi looking to try to help his comrade push through that
Nice
position.
flash.
The flash goes in. It turns from it. No, Monyet still Able to get
Oh,
taken down,
God,
Lakia.
Caron.
Now trying to survive, trying to
Clinical
backpedal.
with that
Caron
headshot.
swings in
It's
from main.
GG.
From side itself, I should say, to find the kill. Finds himself another one.
Grabe,
Freaking Divine.
Genji,
The last one
holy!
standing. You know where this guy is at. Now it's all on the Sultan trying to get it done. He finds his second kill, but cannot get the third. 13 to 11, Genji will narrowly close out their map pick of Lotus. They now move up to match point.
It's a good call after that timeout. In fact,
Wait,
just one step
Gen G,
further,
man.
not going for the
They're
rush
starting
off
to
the
look like
bat,
they're gonna be
but trying to
dominating
figure out
VCTs.
who's stationed over by
Holy freak.
Mount, who's there. They hear the Odin, and they immediately say this is our chance to go. And what a punish from Munchkin to get something. Just the hard read that you know Paper Rex is a team that will try to push out from this rather than lose the site. Because again, their composition and their playstyle just didn't cater for a retake onto that B site. It's a hard read from Munchkin, the IGL, and this time he's just one step ahead of Paper Rex.
Very nicely done here from Genji. Match point in their pocket.
Ina,
Paper Rex, though,
Genji.
can they reply?
No
that
way.
next map of Binds coming up. We're going to find out. But
It
first, the
used
analyst
to
says
be
we'll
only
break down
PRX or
Lotus.
DRX. Now it's fucking Genji, dude.
What a game! What a series! Genji comes back on Lotus,
And they're kasi
proving
PRX on
themselves
team.
in this
Wala si Jing dun
rematch
eh.
on this particular map against Paper Rex.
Yeah, I mean, I really like what I'm seeing from them on their attacker side. Their defender side looked a little bit strange, and a lot of that is just like losing holding angles. Like Texture so many times with the operator was just sitting there, and then, you know, something would just swing a corner and just take him out. And I mean the player, not just like randomness. Like, it's like literally just walking corners and
Lot of
just
the comments
smacking
saying,
Texture
yeah.
out of the way. So that their attacker side looked good, but it's always
Fair-
the concern
fair
with Paper
X
Rex. Like,
creating
the
a flood.
defender side is
Stop
always a
crying,
little bit
please.
shakier than their attacker side. And Genji is slightly better so far this year on their
Genji will
attacker
lose
side on
next
Lotus
match.
than on the
Turian
defender
just
side.
bet. What
So
happened to
it was
PRX?
just
Cigarettes
enough to
is
get the
better.
Definitely. I think the Reyna probably threw them in for a little bit of a
There's
loop.
no
They
way
probably
they said
prepped
Cigarettes
to
better, bro.
redo Lotus, and the Reyna kind of threw them for a loop. So their aggressive pushes, though, were
Monyet is a
constantly
troll, I
punished,
swear to
just like
God.
Paper Thin was saying, when they switch sides.
It happened so many times. I think
I mean, Monyet's not even doing
Paper Rex had an
Monyet's
idea
okay.
of what they wanted to do, especially with the Reyna Sky combo
It's
coming
just that
in.
it's
Some of the
just a different type of play.
retakes started to work out a little bit, but then at the same time, they wanted to kind of play off of
Damn,
something's
that's tight.
operator.
Yeah, that's
I mean, we saw so
painful.
many rounds where he tried to make use of it, but apart from a few
Cigarettes is not even
successes, it's
a
not
pro
very
player, bro.
consistent, you know, until
He's
he swapped back to
fucking-
the Vandal. Very nice retake in towards
He's a
Tree,
fucking
took down the
content creator.
Lakia's
Just like,
Odin and
imagine me,
everything.
imagine mo, ako yung
just,
pumasok.
you know,
Tapos
kind of
talaga ang
brought
ball
them
game.
to that almost overtime, but by the end of it, I mean, you could still see how sharp, my goodness, these Genji players are.
Well,
Charon.
It
Charon's
really
like going
felt
crazy.
like both teams had a good read on each other's
Gago,
operator
panalo tong
positions.
Genji.
Like neither side was having any success
Well,
with the
yeah, I know,
operator. So
Texture is on
credit-
fire,
credit's due.
man.
Both teams
Texture is
able
on
to, in
fire.
a short amount of time, kind of identify some weaknesses in their opponents, and that's why it's really so back and forth, and why neither defender side was really able to get the ball rolling. And it's quite surprising that only 6 and 9 in the post plants is Gen G, which means they're winning those scrappy duels in the Paper X like scrum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just like trying to duke it out sometimes, and a lot. Gen G is coming out ahead. The post plant's something to be desired here in terms of fixing that for Gen G, but like the fact that they're able to go toe to toe with Paper Rex like this in these just intense, chaotic battles, you know, the blink and you miss it rounds, is super impressive.
I think that is going to be very indicative, actually, for the rest of the year. You know, even with kickoffs over, we still have our two
Parang hindi mo lang yan
splits.
si Monyet.
And Gen G, the way they
No,
are
actually,
dueling
Monyet is
against
like
Paper Rex right
crazy
now,
sa rank.
the firepower is,
Well, iba naman
I would
kasi talaga yung rank
arguably
namin,
equivalent
iba naman
here.
talaga
It
yung rank
actually
sa-
does feel really
rank is different
pretty much
from
equivalent,
tournament,
if
bro.
not
So I can't really say
slightly
anything.
higher, actually.
Yeah, well,
Against
they're
Paper
winning.
Rex.
Today, they're winning these duels.
Really,
Yeah.
that's the
Razi.
wildest thing. I remember
TS
like round 20
TS
off of
Razi,
Alex's
oh God.
timeout. Still, somehow, even with the retake ideas coming through, some of the swings that Paper X wanted to throw at Gen G, players like Munchkin, the MVP for this series, was able to hold his own against Paper X. Like, they would swing out really wide, really confidently, trying to get the duel up against them. But the reaction time coming out for some of these Gen G players, they were able to take them down. And it just feels as though, you know, Paper X needs something extra this
God,
time. And
Munchkin,
that's
290.
crazy.
It's hard to think about.
It
Monyet
is.
is
I'm actually,
having a
I'm
hard
getting ahead of
time,
myself
bro.
here, but I'm already thinking of Bind, and Bind was the 4th map of Champions too, and
Oh.
we're like, oh yeah, Paper X wins Bind, but then you look at Gen G, and it's very much, actually in this order, it was Lotus
Mon's having a
and
hard
Bind,
time.
and
Kung Gen G man ang kalaban mo, grabe
I don't know
mag-hold.
how this is
Mamamatay ka
gonna
talaga
go.
doon.
You might be right with your predictions today, Paper
Yay!
Thin.
I did it.
Look,
all I know is no matter what happens today, I'm beating Achilleos in the predictions.
You already won.
So I've already won. This season is over. Like, I've done it. Like, I'm already, like, popping the champagne. Like, we're good to go. No. I mean, like, I just think, like, what you're seeing here from Gen G is right now they're just more of a complete package. You're still seeing Monyet really struggle on some of these maps on the Rays. I mean, 11 and 21 is really painful on a team that used to rely so much on excellent Rays play to really break open sites, to break open fights, to hit opponents in timings and flanks where they're not expecting it.
Think about that 1 HP clutch. I don't want to draw too many
12%,
comparisons, but
man.
that's one of those plays
Mindfreak is
that
getting
lives in your
hit
mind.
hard.
You know, Jing coming up with a 1 HP clutch against EG or whatnot. But in this one, I mean, Monyet is kind of used differently. He has this different style of movement with the double blast packs, and he's kind of going in as a distraction, and then the rest of the team has to follow up, but sometimes that impact is not quite felt. There are times where Monyet is not quite able to hold a site by himself, but even if he dies, he gets information for the rest of the team to respond quickly. So when it comes down to it, drawing the comparisons now between two key players, it's Mindfreak and Munchkin, who Munchkin stepped up on this map. I mean, the Viper Spit timings, the way that he positions himself, and Mindfreak, although he definitely tries in some of these
No, man, Jing is
clutch
just built
situations,
different, man. Jing is just like one of them talented kids, bro.
We
You
haven't
can't
seen him
really
be
like
what we're kind of used to with
count him
Mindfreak
out
in some
in
ways.
anything
He's
at
usually
all.
a pretty good big game player. Like he's a guy who steps up multiple times. Like the
Goes
casters
on
were talking
fire,
about earlier,
always
Copenhagen. You know, he was one of those players where everybody was like,
It's actually
"Whoa, this
insane
guy's
how he can do
amazing."
that.
You know, he's up and down sometimes, but he's been generally pretty consistent. I think this is more of a team thing right now. I feel like the cohesion's not quite there. Like the Paper X style just doesn't seem to quite be where it used to be in terms of that speed and that tenacity.
Bawian
Like, you see
Monyet sa map 3,
occasional
glazing hard.
round, but
Hard
overall,
glazing
like
here.
teams are able to handle it, and Gen G in particular seems really good
glazing,
at
buddy.
anticipating the pressure. Munchkin's really good on First Bloods again. He's like 3-2 on this map, so he's still able to like kind of do his thing. The last thing I want to say is like in terms of other controllers is Karon, who was so good at like covering angles, holding flank angles, making sure that his teammates were covered. There's that one time at Baby Door where I'm just like watching Munchkin and he's not even watching, like he knows there's a player coming. Like there was util coming and Karon's holding the other angle after winning a fight in tree, so he's really aware.
he knows he can trust in his teammate. That's the thing, you know. Karon is able to find so many of these impactful frags, and the feeling is just security. And I think that one of the things is that also Paper X is now, they're so used to just kind of like aim dueling and really getting these confident big swings against their opponents. Very overwhelming stuff, especially with some of the chaotic utility that they throw into the game. But on a map like Lotus, especially a site like A site, for example, with the changes coming in, you know, you gotta really think about your routes. Tree is now like blocked off so much.
Mine
it's
though,
very
I think
difficult
we're going to
for some of
bind.
these Paper X
They're
players
just
to
taking
come
bind.
in with these big swings and big plays.
Now we're gonna recap a little bit what's happened so far. We are going deep into the series, and I really think we're gonna see Breeze again between these two teams, which I'm very excited for. And I think you guys make a really good point. Earlier we were talking a bit about our predictions and Gen G. I've said this a couple of times. While I really believe in them as much as Paper Thin does, I thought they would have needed more time to really pull together and see, you know, their top form. But maybe it's actually Paper Rex. They have amazing creative plays. You can see them cooking constantly with their ideas, with their team comms, but maybe you guys are right. Maybe they need actually more time to adjust to this new style with Monyet in the loop, because Jing is one of a kind.
Yes.
There is no other Jing in this world.
There's no other Monyet.
And there is, but Monyet too is fantastic. So the thing is, a lot of their plays in the past was circled around Jing's particular play style. So they just need to figure it out again. But that said, they are not a pushover.
No, absolutely not. Like, if you think Paper X is out of this, you are wrong.
Iba lang yung playstyle ng
There's
Team Pagkalasa.
no way in hell that I think they're just going to go out with a whimper
They're
here
not
on
simply
Bind.
in.
I would expect them. We have no idea what they're going to play. Like, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is I can foresee a whole bunch of futures on this Bind map, and I don't think I'm going to be right about any of them. Like I could see something like Your Reina here, things like that could come through for them. I don't think Gen G is going to change a damn thing. Like, there's no way. They haven't shown that they're willing to adapt. You know, we saw it on Split earlier. So certainly on this map, Gen G is going to run what they normally run. What the heck is what the heck is Paper X gonna do? Nobody knows. Genji doesn't know. Like, only Coach Alex knows. Like, he's the only one.
Haven't seen it since Chaps.
You can literally do a roulette of the agents.
Just like
And then that's like
throw out a
paper
dart
top.
for it. That's the
Like,
agent
really?
I want.
It could
Pin
be
the tail on the donkey.
Controller.
Give me 5 duelists. Honestly, everybody would be like, oh, okay, cool.
I don't think Forsaken wants to duel.
Deadlock, let's go.
Forsaken duels and sometimes it doesn't
I
duel.
think,
Wala
I think this is
talaga,
a map for
talaga,
ISO.
may
I think if
style
there's
talaga yan.
ever a time that you're going to pull
Okay naman si
ISO, I
Munyet.
think it's a
Munyet
really
is
good
actually,
opportunity. I've
not
seen
gonna
some
lie,
teams
even
do
if
this
Munyet's
on
dying,
Vine,
he's taking
where they
a lot of
really
space.
isolate like the
The reason
Sky
why
player
Forsaken's not on
over
the
at
duel
the
because
Blanc
he's there to
side,
trade.
and you can
Forsaken
really
is a
punish them
trader.
with some of the Deadlock utility,
Ako nga
particularly
duelist
ultimate,
ako,
when you
it's
can
shit
just take
ako
them
eh,
out
because
of
I
the
take a lot
round.
of space.
And that makes it so much easier to get into that B site, get the plant down, and utilize the natural advantages you have as an attacker post-plant on B site.
Do you think ISO would need to be paired up with another duelist, though? Or do you think he's like
Well,
pretty
it's Paper
good
X, so
as
they
a-
will, but...
That's very true. Now, let's talk about the first and the second map. That second map on Split was very dominant by Paper Rex. How do we think, like, yeah, we don't know what they're going to do with their comp now, but judging by how these first 3 maps have played out.
Judging by how the first 3 maps played out, I mean, first of all, you got to talk about Ascent and how much Genji adjusted. You know, they had a really aggressive texture. Karen, of course, still doing Karen things. But then that support coming in from a player like Munchkin, for example, the flash and dash that texture pulls off is all thanks to Munchkin's support. And they really knew how to aggressively take down Paper X, you know, fighting fire with fire, although they started out on defense. And I think that was one of the things that carried them over at the edge. And then once they swapped over onto attack, you know, they started to lurk. So Genji shows a lot of flexibility. I think that's one of the biggest things because they always adapt, they always change things up, and they have these, like,
don't go hungry, boys.
Positional plays when they start out on defense. We saw a bit of that on Lotus as well. Split was just a bit different because Paper X does Paper X things. You got that triple duelist of all things. How do you adjust to that?
Yeah, I actually want to talk about Vine yesterday. You were here yesterday, right?
I think so.
I've lost track.
Was
you were casting yesterday with
I was.
the TRX game.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was so intense because it felt like DRX kind of just had it done. Like, you know, Buzz was doing his thing on Yoru. Everything seemed to be going well. Flashback was having some good moments. Axe had a few good moments even. Everything seemed to be kind of going the normal DRX way. And then all of a sudden, like you talked about earlier, Vic, like it's that one moment, that one clutch. I think it was Karon, right? Who had that one clutch. And then all of a sudden, all the momentum was gone for DRX. All their mentality seemed to just kind of leave them. Mako started kind of visibly having a hard time at his desk, and that completely shook them. And from there, it was just, you know, Genji has shown, again, tremendous mental agility. That's my biggest takeaway from them so far, is that even though this is, you know what's fascinating to me is this is a team with players who have kind of a reputation of maybe being tiltable, but it hasn't shown so far this year.
Yeah.
Not too much. Actually, we did see, like, texture start to, like...
well, he's
not crying.
He's the one I'm talking about. He's a little bit tilted.
Yeah. Well, he looked a little upset, especially when his ace was taken away from him, but not fully tilted yet. But maybe this is why their off-cam chemistry is really important. The support that they have for each other. And, you know, when you have a tiltable player like Texture, when you have a support, like a team that's supporting you like this, maybe that's the missing piece. And we were talking about Munchkin. Munchkin was absolutely crucial. What I really liked in the last map is he started using his util again.
Yay! I was calling for it. Like, sometimes, I don't know what has gotten into some of our Viper players in Pacific this year, where they're just not willing to use their Viper's Pit. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on, if they're just forgetting about it, if it's just so intense, they're just kind of like getting lost in the moment or something like that.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. The comps. Okay, Yoru, Raze, Gecko, Fate. This is basically like
what we saw with DRX.
Yeah. Similar to what DRX does, but not quite the same. It's so like obviously with the Raze. Yeah, exactly.
True. So second duelist in the form of Monyet. Forsaken's Yoru, a little bit different from Buzz Yoru perhaps. But then again, you got to look at that double initiator. Divine on the fade and something on the Gecko again.
This is so funny. We were just talking about the difference between the regions and how some seem to be more Sentinel heavy, and clearly here at Pacific,
we don't believe it.
especially Paper X. Look at them. They're just like, I don't want to use.
We don't need
I mean, they're the
Sentinels,
team
man.
that makes
Fuck
the most
Sentinels. We
sense.
just need to
Like,
keep
it's like they don't
fighting,
really
that's
play
all.
like they need one anyway, so whatever.
All right, we are gonna go into our fourth map, Bind, and we know this is gonna be a hot one. Let's go back to our casters, Achilleos and William.
Thank you very much. Here we go. Bind for map number 4. We'll load
Let's
up
go,
and
boys.
see if Paper Rex can rally back on yet another
0
one
to
of their
0.
map picks.
Alright,
Send
guys,
this
Paper
war.
X versus Gen G.
If this is
But
going to
with
be
Gen
Gen
G
G
leading 2-1,
walking away with a
that's
3-1 score line, become champions here at kickoff.
I am actually
that would be
an
one
audit.
heck of a storyline.
Very,
What a bounce
very-
back for Gen G as
very,
a
very
team and all these
surprised with
players
Gen G.
individually. But my eyes for now
Is
on
this
this
far
Bind is onto that
in the
Paper X having
tournament.
just one controller. This is something that a lot of us talked about being such a weakness of the composition that Global Esports brought out at the very beginning of this tournament, saying how are you going to play this map
Kaya naman
with
mga
a
nagsasabi
singular
ng throwing.
controller of
Hindi nga throwing
Brimstone.
to, putang
Paper
ina
X
nyo.
says, well, we have our own ideas, this time putting in that Yoru alongside. So it's really feels like triple initiator alongside the Rays. Now it's going to be a huge fight here for Shower's control.
Texture will find something. Does take down the enemy Rays. As TP's now coming in around the back, but Meteor holding in that cyber cage. Able to find one. Toggles over onto the camp. Dart going through.
GG's
Swinging
tulad.
back out. Divide now dropped something. The last one standing.
Oh my god,
Damage
Gen
into
G.
Munchkins. Turns his sights back over to Showers, but Munchkin
They're
just
looking hella good right
re-aggro
now.
swings. Takes him down. Gen G with the first pistol here on Bind.
And it starts to feel like the fans feel that they're close, that we're close to bringing that title back to Korea. But Paper X, they're no strangers to this. Had to play in front of a massive crowd last year against DRX at the Junction Stadium for the Pacific Finals, and they overcame it.
They were swept out.
Yeah. But of course, Texture feeling it too.
Kill them.
They're one step away. Now just a sheriff for Davai. Hasn't had as much of a blow-up performance as we're used to seeing from him.
Oh, not yet.
Greedy Orb.
Wanting to get this. And TP coming in to try to bail him out. Munchkin just one taps Forsaken as soon as the door is open. Good lord. Something trying to hold him here for the orb. Will be able to get locked, yeah? Nice reply fire from him. Is Mind Freak and Defy going on a bit of a push forward here. Karan hanging very well back. Spots one, takes him down, saw the other. He's gonna re-swing aggressively, but Mind Freak does punish him for that. Weapon can be recovered. Sight taken. Texture not looking to try to guard things. Needs to bring this spike forward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
considering
naman
that
mga
only
PRX throwing.
we had 3 people buying up from Gen G, this could actually be a bit of trouble and a lot more damage that Paper X could do. Now, of course, that does mean Gen G can also buy up to
Yeah,
Mash
New
in the
Kings of
next round.
Pacific, dude. It's only been
Right
PRX
now,
or
Mindfreak has a
DRX.
good opportunity alongside
Okay, it was
something.
Bren before, long time ago.
And the trap
And
wire,
then it became
still
this.
making his way over.
And look at Texture, the flick.
For the setup,
remaining.
Texture
Check
looking to
the
take those
Texture.
hopes and dreams away. Your Munchkin can also rotate over to try to grab that Bulldog. Here at the end of the round is something hearing. Toggle on the camera.
From where? How did he get the headshot?
Trigger there, and Meteor just swings
fucking
out
crazy.
behind the box. Catching him in the back. Gen G, they lose 2 players, but widely, you know, some of the weapons recovered here. It's 2-0 start for them on Bind.
Yeah, great start. And a good read, too, that it could be the split just to try to take away more weapons. You know, having that Cypher utility set up across all the different ways that they could get taken out here on the retake. Wow. Yeah, just keeping calm. They know they're close. Don't want to overheat just yet on the 4th map. They haven't won it till the very end.
Neural Theft nearly online already. Meteor just 1 charge off of that. It's Forsaken getting darted. Staying tucked for the time being.
Yeah, and we're seeing this a lot with the teams that are experimenting with Yoru that, again, with the sky gone, you know, not able to
Dude,
just
all of them
constantly
in
cycle
Gen,
through
dude.
utility to
All
check
of them
me
are
off.
fragging powers to
You have
Gen.
to
All of them can
invest
frag.
2 people there alongside the flashes. Now they've been pushed back.
How the fuck did he get that kill?
What?
Okay, Meteor. Neural Theft now online. Big Kill goes rushing forward. Forsaken swinging out. Sprang does get quite a bit of connection there.
Doesn't have help.
But now, yeah, is getting flushed out. Quick turn on the flash, and Neural Depth going to be invested.
Just waited.
Wait to see if they can try to take him down. Karan
just
able to find
waited.
it in the end.
Karan, again!
So
Karan's
finding one,
aim.
smoke dissipating. Karan just re-steadying the aim there.
He gets a kill too before he's
There's
out.
blast pack.
Before he gets out of danger.
Sent forward. Volley out from something. Will be able to find the elimination, but now it's all on Money. And he thinks Meteor so low. Now the heals come in.
You have to save. You don't have anything to work with. And
GG's.
you're already going to be down 3-0. And not the start that Paper X was looking for on their pick of Bind. Haven't shown it this year. They've been known to be the leaders of the Yoru compositions on Bind. Really brought it forth for the entire world to see.
Does that mean that
last year?
Just going to say tucked
What does
right
it mean,
alongside
man?
this trap wire. Doesn't want to give them any inkling in case they...
Siguro kung tawa na lang si
For the
Monyet eh,
hunt.
puta. It's like,
Crazy
shit.
part is they know, right? Because of the double trap wire set up,
Damn,
but
bro.
they're
Imagine
not gonna
Team
risk
Secret.
anything further
Yikes.
either. They want to
Ugh,
snowball the
that would
lead
be
as much as
nasty.
possible. Just being wary just in case maybe he had another blast pack left over. Did use to, I believe, onto that site, but not taking any chances for Gen G.
Yeah, and that's a big one because, I mean, Lakia went into that with just the Ghost in hand. Carries over one of those rifles, so it's only one weapon lost for the side of Gen G.
I mean, Meteor already has 5,000 creds banked up here.
It just hasn't died.
Yeah. Activated that first neural theft already.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, just going through the comms as
Ano
well.
naman, months ago,
It
that
seems
was a
like
year
that's what they
ago,
talked
Ferry.
about during this break, just saying, don't
A
get
year
overly
ago,
excited.
Genji roster was
Let's just
different.
win and then celebrate. And they're only 10 rounds away.
Monyet looking to up the pace, trying to catch somebody off guard there with that carryover rifle. Successfully backed away, though, is Gen G. Now turning their sights once more over towards the B side. Trailblazer rushing forward, not catching a glimpse of Divine
Oh
before
my
he makes his
God,
way back
that's
over
hurt,
towards Elbow. The walk down, the drop into
Ganun
the
din ako
smoky
maglaro.
texture. He's taking him out.
Ano
Free
ganun
as
din ako
well,
maglaro?
softening up Monyet.
Pero hindi ganun gagaling.
Paint Shell does come through. We'll interrupt the plan for now.
Ganun din ako maglaro, pero
Round
talo.
now within the
Ako yung
two.
patay. Kasi champions wala ang TS kung natalo nila Genji. Imagine.
Okay,
Imagine,
check.
Torjay.
Meteor not getting caught by
Imagine.
it. Swings around. Will finally be felled, but not before finding Mind Freak. Scoreline continuing to build up for him.
Ang
Forsaken
ina.
trying to find something with the Sheriff in hand. Can't make it happen. It's now once again on to Monyet. But given that he was the one that saved,
Sobrang
doesn't
hirap.
have the money built up, he's going to have to be the one that saves again.
Imagine,
So
Lord,
far,
imagine.
obviously, 2 rounds with some iffy purchases on the side of Paper X, but what we're really seeing here is Gen G aware
Edi
that
sama
that's
ako sa'yo
going to
sa
be the
Madrid nun,
setup
Char.
that you often find with these Euro defaults. It's a Euro on B,
Optimize.
trying to gate crash out somewhere else, maybe ready to take the TP,
Doon na lang
just
tayo sa
throw a
amin
bit of a
natin.
curveball. But
Sa
oftentimes
Let's Go
you're going to
Papi,
need some
Dream
other
League.
support. So the Fade is there with him. They try to pressure it. They try to push it
Let's
back
go,
into the site
Dream
as fast
League.
as possible. Worst case comes if the TP comes through. Meteor's ready for it. He's watching for that teleport, for that showers control, so he's not giving it up for free. It's a strong default from Gen G, and quite frankly, one that Paper X, as a defending team, has to
Let's
figure
go,
out the answer to.
Papi. Madrid ko ba, oh.
Meteor's so clean so far here in this map. The
No
movement
omen
there,
to Dota
dodging out
Dota.
on the Thrash.
Foreigns.
Cyber Cage being able to trade one before getting taken down.
Talagang ano ka talaga. Blacklisted.
Dangerous signs for Paper X, which is why we see the timeout again being forced out very early on.
Yeah, and you're not even on the attacking side right now, so you can't even just say we're going to rush one site anymore. That's not going to work.
You can rush out of one
You
side.
could rush out of one site. We have seen that before for Paper X, and sometimes that's what catches them off guard. But I just feel like this map right now, Gen G is ready for it. And the thing is obviously Gen G showed one iteration of their bind yesterday against DRX, who also was running a Euro composition. So Paper X, they, not much time, but they had some data to go off of. And this time, Gen G is just saying, let's try to get a read on Paper X first. So let them make the first move. They're going to be antsy for it, and they would have identified that absolutely correctly.
We'll see what the call is going to be here. After Alex's intervention, Operator does come through. Being put into the hands of something now, which I don't have the updated stats right now, but coming into this map, even being down in the series and having Gen G be at match point, Something's impact has been impeccable.
Yes.
Tied for top fragging alongside Karon, both of them dropping 50 kills so far in the series. They're 16 and 5 in first kills, first deaths.
Jeez.
The start of the value here, something has been amazing, but Forsaken now trying to get it first kill of his own. Does so, but now Something pushing forward, trying to take that deep, hard angle outside of B. Just gets punished.
Yeah, and he just thinks because of the hard push that they're going to be holding further back away from Fountain, but Meteor's just up close.
Tell him, hey, this is how it feels. To be scoped in and instantly don't. Mindfreak, however,
Spike down B.
instantly finding 3. Texture answering 1 back. Monyet will be able to finish him off. Fantastically done by Mindfreak. Hoping to bail him out, but yet another round loss keeps them alive, gets them on the board.
It's great to see Mindfreak performing as he has been the entire kickoff, because he's had some ups and downs throughout his career, obviously very storied alongside the rest of the PaperX squad. But when he's at his peak, he's so clean with it. And just the comparisons and the stories we're getting just from this finals alone, right? The controllers, Mindfreak and Charon, you mentioned it. Obviously, there's the fragging potential between Something and Charon. The duelists, of course, Texture, really trying to continue to be the top of the pack.
Okay.
Oh my!
Like ships passing in the night, but there's no reinforcement here from Monyet. Orbital Strike just cutting off that access. So he gets isolated and taken down. Move out into the corner. Forsaken makes his way into the dimensional drift. See what he opts for here. As, okay, flash out, Showstopper sent towards heaven. Mask comes off, that's the fake out. Texture, not falling for it, but eventually just gets flushed out into the open. The kill comes in. Devi as well, finding one. Forsaken with a nice tap, takes out Meteor. Munchkin Lockheed, now the last one standing. Spot on the 1. Mindfreak heading across towards Showers.
They should know that he's trapped somewhere in Lamps. He saw a little bit more info coming out from that Prowler as well.
Not going for the teleported play here. Is Mindfreak going to be creeping all the way around over towards short?
PaperX is playing this safe, and I don't mind that, but that could be what gives Gen G this opportunity. They have all the time to explore the entire site and figure out a different exit.
All that time for Mindfreak to just go on a walkabout. Gets himself rotated around. Hearing the jump peeking. Dizzy going out. Munchkin with a click clear. Doesn't be worried about potential wallbang coming through. Reads this very nicely, but Mindfreak nails the shot. PaperX picking up 2 in a row.
Well, if it's not going to be your crazy duelists that are putting the round wins on the board, someone's got to do it, and Mindfreak's here to answer the call. Barely bringing them back into this. Forsaken committing to that spray was good, and also the dimensional drift just to make sure they can't commit the plant. Then the orbital strike, and then the flash as well to try to trap some of them with that blinded vision within that Brimstone ultimate. I like the entire sequence of it, and it eventually leads to that round win that PaperX oh so desperately needed. Op still, of course, in the hands of Something as well.
To look like a clean sweep. Wait, the Vice on the... Look at their mop pool. Si Forsaken naka-fade, si Devi ngayon nakano naman. Something still on the Gecko.
Holding back to see if there's going to be another aggro push out from Something.
Don't come back, Equals come back. Should I go back? Should I leave?
But that does seem to be the adjustment that they've made.
No, I can leave the stream.
Not pushing entirely out, not full
so
W gaming.
only winning if I leave.
They will force the hand a little bit. Make sure that these default setups for Gen G can't stay the way they are. Getting the read that Gen G's playing this offense like a defense. The classic Forsaken Yoru.
Blown out, jump peek. Not going to be spotting anything here. So for now, PaperX still trying to really get a read on what Gen G's movement's going to look like. Forsaken.
Oh my God,
back
Something
over towards
is
this
so dead.
A site. So 3-man stack there, but the operator still posted up for Something. Have to be ready for this. There's the dog to lead the way, and Texture off the back of it. Yeah, he does get shot through it. Manages to stay alive and lock it.
I know exactly.
Throw those heals out. Now another neural theft. Second one for Meteor so far here in the game. Coming down.
30 seconds left.
Going to be a little bit of a bait and switch attempt here with the teleporters, but yet still hovering nearby. Shot sent on that entry. Tucks back in towards Lamps.
Monyet now stuck in Lamps. No one there to back him up just yet.
Gets the kill, but dies.
It's actually Monyet finding a kill.
I've got
Count going to be taken down.
Oh my God.
Extra quick on that reply. Meteor just dancing around top of the
so
cyber
good.
cage. Kills come in. Cleanup will be there. 4 members still standing. Gen G.
You're already going to Madrid, bro.
Answering back with a fifth round win.
That's a really well read round. Quick adjustment to PaperX. As soon as PaperX starts to pressure the initial default just a bit, Gen G just cuts all audio, doesn't invest more util, creeps up to the starting line, which this time is a little bit further behind, but it's going to be that entry point into B long. They want to suss out this operator. They get it correctly, and that's what you get when you're not using something like the Raze or the Jet. You just have no escape. And Munchkin following those Seekers, leading him to victory.
Wide peek from Texture, just looking to get swung out. Devi hearing a decent amount of noise.
My ult's ready.
Wisely decides to creep back. Just has a stinger, so at range, not going to be doing him too many favors, but Forsaken, what a shot!
Right above the Trailblazer.
Yeah, finding Texture's head, taking him down, eats a bit of damage here. I'm spamming through the cyber cage, trying to find the shot. Lockett will be able to get something.
Whoa, they're fighting!
Forsaken, still trying to come up with the goods, can't do it, but Mind Freak
Down B.
continues to help deliver alongside Montiette with a showstopper delivery. They will shut down the attack. Paper Rex will keep things close.
It's an excellent setup for both Forsaken and Devi. Devi, of course, just backing out, holding the cross from elbow. But it's Forsaken not only gets the first shot, but sends that fake gate crash early on and keeps him tied up, buys all the time for the backup to come. The forward showstopper.
Great re-entry from Montiette.
Yeah.
There.
Beautiful. Finally getting a little bit of that shining moment as that raise. He's really been thrown into a couple islands here by Paper X. He's finding his footing, and it's a push out from Paper X.
Mosh
pit over the top, right off the rip here. As Forsaken goes rushing forward, managing to find one, but the trade back. It's even better for Gen G, finding 2 kills. Trailblazer
Wow, Meteor
cleared out the volley to try to
oh.
slow, but Meteor looking
Oh,
forward
he's
into showers.
orange.
As soon as Mind Freak realizes it, he's already dead. 4 players alive. Here for Gen G. Prowler scouting one, and Montiette who's bouncing forward. The boom bottle. Kill off Texture. Meteor
Mag-training kayo sa
finding 3.
pansol.
Again, just 2 charges away from
Hindi,
yet
ban ka, Lord.
another neural theft as Gen G lock in 6 rounds.
Team
on this
building
attack.
sa pansol.
Now, again,
Nah, bro.
looking at the competition, as
Yung
crazy as single
low-balling team
controller
sigaw.
does
Doon
sound
kami
for
mag-team
either
building
side
sa
of
ano,
Vine, you gotta
Atlantica.
imagine that all the
We're
projectiles
going
they
to
can throw
go
on
to
and
the Lost
execute
City of ano.
benefits Paper X a little bit
That
more for the
Atlantic.
attacking side. But all things considered, it does feel like Paper X is just not used to
What are you
losing
saying?
out on these trades. Yeah, they push out. They lose 2 people to 1. You've already invested a molly. You have to
Ano
use
yung
a second
island
just to
yun,
buy
guys?
time.
Yung
But after that, you
may
have nothing to
200
delay.
peso
Gen G does
na,
not respect it.
turon.
They just push through
Ano
for
nga
both
yung
showers
island
and
yun,
a
yung may 200
short.
peso na turon? Doon kami mag-team building, putang ina mo.
Quick clear on the cam. Dart not found, but looks like Gen G not looking to waste any time. Teleporter going to be instantly taken here. So Meteor will be watching the back line. TP actually back over towards the defender spawn. Top flash going to be sent.
Genji panalo. Yun, Amanpulo.
Regain his vision.
Doon kami mag-team
He shuts
building
it
sa
down.
Amanpulo.
Buying something again. Pushing forward, but ultimately may have to just call for the save.
Yan, 200 pesos turon.
You know what's crazy is Texture
Wait, Gen is...
anti-flashes away
Gen
from that
G is
by
looking
looking
like they're on
down
fire
because
talaga.
the Euroflash bounced up on the pop flash and then flicks right back up.
You could have just stopped the sentence after saying texture.
Yes, he is crazy. You are correct. Sometimes a little long-winded on my commentary.
Oh, Narazi, stop!
Just
You're
impressive,
gonna make
this
me
guy.
broke, bro.
Again, I can't help but emphasize the point that tournament of his life,
Pesos, putang ina.
and he's always been great.
Oo,
Locked
pre.
on the hunt attempt will be
Tang inang Amanpulo
staved
yan.
off. Texture just making sure
Ano,
there's no
750 yung turon?
attempts at some
Pucha.
ninja diffusery going on here. Make his way back out to safety here. Damn near
One
flawless
lang.
round for Gen G. Now 7 rounds on this attack
Narazi,
side.
pa nag-1v1 kayo ni
And
Monson yung mananalo.
I agree with you in regards to
very
Paper X's
yan,
comp likely
Ang
having
fight of the century
you
yun
know,
na parang pinaglaban
better
mo
legs
si
under them going on
Muhammad
to the
Ali
attack,
pati
but
si Manny Pacquiao.
eventually you do hit a point where it feels like it's the point of no return.
Ulo ka, that texture!
Yeah, and I think that's
Ang init.
right here, right now. A little bit, a little bit left to the ground and flicks right back up. Not surprised about this timeout. You want to get these last 2 rounds. And obviously, I mean, the 7-5 scoreline, excuse me, is the halfway point as close as you can get without being a 50-50. But really, more than that, as you mentioned, you need something to hold your hope on, and it can't just be, we absolutely have to win the wrestling. You need a little bit more than that, especially with a risky competition like
mga Pinoy.
this. Just a
Usapang
one
titi talaga
brimstone.
mga Pinoy talaga eh.
I mean, that gets so tricky on when and where you use those smokes, because all 3 of those smokes have to find value.
Oh man, that's tough,
Plenty
dude.
to be said here from Alex. His last few seconds, getting ready to dwindle out.
Ba't ready na nakanganga? Huwag ka na
What impact he's
magtanong.
going to be able to have and whether or not they can.
Galit na tuloy si Boss Alex.
Remain above
Alex
this
is so
half.
mad.
Like you said, 7-5. Given the composition, the setup here from Paper X, I'd say those are pretty decent odds for them. They need to be able to get these last 2. Showstopper pit available on the side of Gen G. Yet another dimensional drift here for Forsaken.
See what value it brings. I feel like, sure, you get some tricky kills now and then already in this match. He's done it before on Split, but outside of the kills themselves, hasn't been that easy to find amazing value for space. Genji's been fairly prepared for it.
Gate crash back over. Seiken
Ayan na,
joining
putang
in.
ina,
Now you hear that
ang bilis.
Trailblazer coming, and that's going to be the rotation as well. Mind Freak looks to make his way over to the side. Texture just disrespecting the poison damage since the showstopper out at the fake, however. Now he's kind of going to be stuck within that smoke. Tries to push out, but able to find the kill.
Wait, Monyet's got a fucking...
Thrash jumping forward.
Wait, what's going on? What's going on?
As the Seeker rushes in. Looks to just slow him up. Precision jump in the corner, however, can knock him with util in hand. Takes him down with a shorty. Draws down that Phantom. Finds another kill. Meteor now gone.
What in the Munchkin? Nice play.
The spike, the swing out. Munchkin gets but something will be able to clean him
No
up.
comment sa lasing. Omsim.
Wow, Munchkin
no
with
commentations,
the
no
flat
reaction.
two, and then something to answer
Even
right
yet.
back as they line up through the tube.
Wait, actually, EG qualified.
Could have been
no?
disaster. I didn't mind the idea
But
to
EG
bait
also
them out with
qualified.
the fake diffuse, but lining up like that against someone like Munchkin and Charon,
America.
a risky
EG
endeavor.
qualified, dude.
I need to see that one back here.
EG, energy,
Section trying to
loud.
find the value here.
And then tomorrow morning, I want to watch. Chad, do you want to watch
Good cover
Leviathan
fire
versus
from the
something
buy.
else tomorrow morning?
One enemy remaining.
Leviathan and
Something.
something else.
Something with those
You
two
guys
kills
wanna
in the back end. Whew. Bailing them out when it looked like it was going to be
Listen.
very painful. It breaks now up to 4.
Still have that dimensional drift as well. The Odin for the pressure.
Oh,
no!
my God.
How does he win out against both?
Well, speaking of 4s, I believe that's the
EG,
4th
may
year
EG
step for
pa rin
Meteor.
pa EG. Nag-retain yung team nila pero iba lang yung roster.
At the spot on the Mind Freak,
yung,
flash
ano,
goes in, he swings around the box,
Valorant.gg.
Meteor now. Maybe looking for an ace.
Oh man,
So
it's
the
gonna be
crowd
hard
start
here.
chanting it.
But on attacking side, it's for
Seiken
PRX.
sprinting around, trying to identify the positions here of the Genji members. Odin in hand, just wants to start slow swinging onto the box. They double face him. Karen will be able to take him down. No ace to be found, but a 4K and a flawless
They do
round. I'm sure
have two
Meteor is more
duelists
than
and
happy with
Forsaken
that.
on the
Genji will start
Yoru,
off
so
fine.
they should be able to cook
4 on the
something back.
half.
Absolutely nasty double kill from Meteor to open that up. I'm not quite sure if that first shot from Paper X was intentional or not. It could have worked in their favor to try to bait out the swing. They had the double. They were already spread out. But Meteor, just too quick. I mean, he's not a stranger to having to swing out and win these impossible rounds, impossible fights. He is so used to fighting these 1vx situations.
Yes. He's frowning and smiling simultaneously.
Oh no, some of the Paper X fans perhaps kind of staring down the end of this match. It's not over just yet, but it is looking tough. And Paper X, here's the thing, is that forget
just
trying to defend the
I mean, they're
title
still
of
gonna go to
Pacific
Madrid,
Kings,
man. Who
champions
fucking
of
cares?
Pacific, but
Yeah, they
they've
don't get the
been
3
here
points they
so
lose, but
many
Madrid,
times,
they have
so
so many,
close to try
so many
to lead
practicing
and
days
close out a match,
to
and
continue
they
the
just
fight.
haven't been able to do it. As soon as they face an opponent that they thought they should beat, and they were challenged,
So when is that gonna be?
crumbled at the last leg of it.
Let me check the schedule on Madrid.
Well, it all needs to begin right here.
Listen.
A monstrous
Where?
run back ahead of them if they want to extend this into
Upcoming
that 5th and
is
final
on
map
March
of 3s.
14. So after this, they have like
For now, I mean,
2
it's
weeks
just
and a
been
half
such
to
a
get ready
dominant
for
showing.
Madrid,
I
dude.
mean, 12 rounds played,
It's gonna be
5
so
deaths
fun.
only for Meteor.
Just sing a sing.
Wow.
Been impeccable for him.
Yeah, such a clean game from Meteor. Has that Cypher, and what a pick against this composition and this team of Paper X.
Baby, I
Another
wanna
good example
see
of how to just
this
turn a crazy
Baby, I'm
cracked
sick,
duelist aimer
sleeping longer.
into another stable role here.
Yeah, PRX is chill, dude. Nai-stress na
Paper
sa
X wanna
something.
do.
Baka si Remy yan.
For now,
Let something go.
very fanned out. Cypher util set up here on the A site, but Meteor still going to be playing over towards B. Seems like they're very much expecting.
Yeah, si Davay yung
Paper X
IGL
gonna end
ng...
up going towards the site as
Paper X.
okay, Lakia. Pixel out of place spotted. Mind Freak sending a warning shot. Now
Baka Davay yan.
forces a Paper X
Wala
start
nang Davay,
gathering
bro.
up, getting ready to attack the A site.
Yeah, I mean, the A site, even the spy cam and everything
Nice flash.
set up for a retake. You see that deep
That's actually a
tripwire. They
crazy
just want to
flash.
know if backside
It
is
goes
taken
all
or
the way
not.
up.
Munchkin will try to get some
Whoa.
shots in.
He does.
Monyet's
Should've
gonna die.
won.
Oh, spot.
I told you Monyet's gonna die.
Let's try to send down that bite. He's greeting for
Oh,
Red, and the
my.
thing comes in. He runs out of bullets.
He's not on
Munchkin
fire.
able to win out. Goes for the reload. That's a pretty decent advantage here from the side of Gen G, considering the damage already out onto something. Texture now swinging around from behind. Mind Freak.
Latest back for the
Backing away from that
Philippines.
smoke for the time being.
Ano, tinitigan ko.
As
Tinitigan
Meteor
mo.
fighting Forsaken. Swinging out to the side. Munchkin now.
Oh,
Coming up with another one, finishing the
taking
job that he started. Comes up with a kill.
oh my
Meteor,
god,
however,
what's
getting
going on?
distracted. Nice
1v1 is a great one.
tug of war
Enemy
coming
remaining.
through as Texture
Last player
falls.
standing.
Lockett, last one
Half
standing
done.
by, rushing
Oh, that's
forward.
painful.
And he
Holy
gets
shit.
it. The
That's
half already
painful.
finished, but
Holy
either way,
shit.
he had all the time in the
Oh
world.
my god.
Lockett, the last one standing as Gen G move up to 9.
It's such a good setup from Gen G. Abusing the fact that Cypher, obviously global utility, sets it up in A, but not to delay. Even the toxic screen, it's not meant to delay. It's just
Forsaken
meant
looking at?
to make sure that the retake is easier. I mean, they get the free gift of the early kill onto Monyet. But they had the trip
Dude,
set
this
up,
Lockyer
spike
dude
camps
keeps
to make sure
fucking-
that Paperx can't find a good
This
post-plant
Lockyer dude
position.
That's like
And Munchkin feels good
watching.
about that. What a read, what a call from the IGL.
Lakers.
And a good first kill. Shoves Mind Freak out into showers, and now Paperx, they can't. They're not going for the force. They want to go for the long
boy.
way.
Tang ina, ubos po,
Around the
tragis.
corner. There's the push in. There's
Jesus.
one. There's basically the
Heaven and the
with
earth,
the
you're all
judge.
dead. It's a
The long range
beat
support
down.
from the Guardian as well.
I've never seen Paperx
It's looking to shut them out of this one.
like this.
Tucks away, the Prowler coming through. Munchkin
It's looking- starting
looking
to look
himself
like a
a second.
one-sided
Karen
beatdown,
gets the
chat.
third. A flawless anti-eco.
No
Gen
way.
G now up to double digits, 3 rounds away from becoming the kings of the kickoff.
You play enough games on stage, and even a cracked gamer like Karen's going to be using the judge as well. Getting the
Shotgun
full
ba naman,
Valorant
sumuka?
experience. Playing like a cracked gamer, swinging out on those wide swings, sometimes
Oh.
playing like a Rat King, and he'll do it all.
Flawless.
I mean, what do you do as Paperx? You don't even have many chances here. Just finally the buy round, and you're already down 6 rounds.
Not many chances and no timeouts as well to work with. All of them having to be burned within those first 10 rounds.
Oh no.
Push out, the turn for the flash. 2 kills now, 3 gonna be found.
What?
Answer back
That's
here.
really
Something
headshot.
Divide find one apiece. Divide now finding himself
What
a
the
second. But
fuck?
it's another blink and you miss it round between these two squads. Texture picks up a 3K with the
Jinx map,
Guardian.
I know, right?
And Gen
This
G
is 100% Jinx map, dude.
continue to strive towards the throne.
It's just as if
Yeah, I'm
that
telling
they
you
have
right now.
switched souls. This is how Paperx used to play. Absolute disrespect,
Oh.
knowing that you can win every duel. Look at just how confident Texture is. This man just does not lose this week.
It's like he's constantly playing with neural theft. He knows
Yeah.
every single angle they're going to peek from.
I mean, this could be the start to just one heck of an insane year for Texture.
Prowler in. but
Masirap pa sila
Snake
sa ano,
bite to
yes, sa
delay.
PRX.
Paint shells.
Siyempre.
Where those ones went. Full flash though on to Munchkin.
Okay, the hookah flood. It's
Outside
the
Guardian,
hookah flood.
managing to find one, something with the Guardian. However, able to get texture,
Oh,
but
no,
now Meteor
Forsaken,
arrives.
one hit.
Forsaken, no HP.
Last
Caron
player standing.
I was dead.
One enemy
gonna shut it
remaining.
down.
Oh,
7
no.
health remaining. The rookie versus the vet, and the rookie stands tall. The odds were stacked
Wala
against him.
to.
Forsaken needed that one.
Champions.
Gen G
This
now
was
at
not-
series point.
This was not expected. Unforeseen
This
champions of
squad
VCT
is
Pacific,
building
man.
something
Who would have thought
insane.
that
I mean,
Gen
obviously
G
the year has just started, sure, but with the
would be the
performances
one
they've
to
had
dethrone
throughout
PRX.
so many
PRX
maps,
even.
having to play through so many
Damn,
matches, all going the full distance.
Korea buff, man.
I don't
Home
think
court
we can say that this
advantage.
is just a kickoff thing. I think they are building towards
You know, at this
an
point, I'm not even like
monstrous
disappointed that or like sad that Team Secret lost.
If
I
they
am more
get
in
the 3
awe.
championship points
Shock
right off the
and awe,
bat,
chat.
going to Masters of Madrid at a higher seed.
The fact that Team Secret pushed Gen G to its limits to a point where we even
Step
almost
forward,
beat
one step
them.
back. Things equalized.
This proves that damn.
Forsaken gone. It's a lot of firepower.
We could be
taken
there.
away
dude.
from the team.
Stage 1 chat. I am looking forward to stage 1. Sobra.
Thrash will lead the charge. Texture hanging
Looking
back.
forward for stage
Trying
1.
to avoid detection. Orbital strike sent in from Karon, just delaying. Monyet up in front of it. Being decayed down lower and
How the
lower.
fuck?
Lamps the target here as Texture tries to make
Oh,
his way out the
GG.
safety. He barely does. Flash from Lockya. The
2v2.
drag across. Finds
Texture's
one.
still
Munchkin
alive
swinging the
though. We
corner.
have to be
Finds
wary
another.
of this man.
Mind freaking Monyet. Fight back. Now it's just down to
He has
Monyet
sent
and
away-
something.
The
TP's
What
gonna be
the
used.
fuck? He
Caron,
takes one with a
classic
pistol.
command. Surely
Monyet
no
is so
one.
dead.
God,
This dude does
finds
not
one.
clear texture. They're both low though.
3 HP separating the two remaining players. A paint shell in the hands of Monyet. The
patay ito.
Boombot here for Texture.
Patay ito,
Plant
gago.
comes down. Texture playing it patiently. But we can see Monyet tucking and swinging around through the elbow. And so far, Texture not getting a sense of this at all. But now he will turn his sights over. He spots him. He's got it done. 13-4. The players already on their feet.
What? I cannot
Texture will get
believe
the
it.
defuse as a red start to
Genji is the
celebrations.
champion.
Genji.
Who
They
would've
have
thought?
controlled chaos
Genji
incarnate.
would be the
They have
one
put a leash on
To be
Anarchy.
the champions of
And
the
they
Pacific.
are the kings of the Pacific kickoff.
That's wild.
Every single player on this team looking for redemption, and they help lead Caron, the rookie, to a royal road in the VCT Pacific. This is a tournament run to go down in the history of VCT.
An unbelievable start to the season from Genji, from a team that struggled so much in the opening debut season of VCT Pacific. The 4-0
That's
start
insane, man.
into the cataclysmic fall to obscurity. They came into this
Dude,
season
I
with
cannot
many
believe it.
question marks surrounding the roster, the
What
decision
does Jing say
making,
about this shit?
the decision to pick up a player who had never even had the
What does
opportunity
Jing say about
to
this
prove
shit?
himself in any capacity with Caron. And now he himself, this young gun, this rookie, in his debut on any stage, is a royal
Caron's
roader. Fist bumps abound between the two squads. Obviously, for Paper Rex, we still will be seeing more of them.
I mean, Lakia
They
used
will
to
be
be a
going over to
fucking
Masters
champ-
Madrid alongside
coach.
Genji as their cohorts from VCT Pacific.
Dude, Genji's
But with
so
a lot
good.
more pressure and a lot more doubt cast on them, likely than ever
Kick off.
before. Absolutely astounding here from Genji, and an incredibly well-deserved win. As the home crowd continues to go electric for them, but that will
Yeah,
just
there's no
about do
trophy,
it for
dude.
myself
So
here.
it's
It's been
okay,
an
it's
absolute
just the
pleasure to guide
kickoff.
you
Remember,
guys
this is
through
just
these
VCT
4
Pacific
maps.
kickoff. There's a
I'll
lot
get
of
ready
things to happen.
to hand it over to my co-caster William, who's getting
just
ready
like,
to take to the stage
it's more of like
and
testing
talk to
the
these
water,
players
you know?
about
Testing
this
how things
absolutely
happen,
incredible
seeing
feat
how
of a
games
victory
happen, you know?
that they have managed
It's
to pull
just
off.
like that, chat, you know? It's okay.
This was
we'll come back at split
not
one.
only just
Team Secret will
confident,
come
but
back at split one.
absolutely
And I'm actually
dominant
excited.
from the side
I'm
of
actually excited
Genji.
because, dude, even if we did
Texture,
not make it to
Meteor,
Madrid,
looking
we
incredible
are
the whole way throughout the
going
whole
to
team,
show
putting
up
up figures, but now
in
I will
split
pass
one.
it over
We're
to
gonna be
William. Take it
lethal,
away.
man. We almost beat Genji, and then Genji beat PRX. That's fucking crazy. But yeah, 1 more minute kickoff. But yeah, alright guys, I'm gonna end my stream here. I'm gonna see you guys next time. And I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Alright? So peace out. Catch you guys next time. Have a good night, evening, guys.
First up, we
Love
got
y'all.
the rookie, Caron, holding the mic, ready, looking excited. We gotta hear, how's it feel to be a royal roader here in the VCT? 네, 먼저 카론 선수 벌써 마이크를 잡고 계신데요. 와, 이번에 처음에 대회로 나오시면서 이제 로열 로더로서
Grabe, talo din.
젠지 선배
What?
형님들과 함께
Imagine mo
우승을
sinabing
찾아-